Did you know?
Wow, they'll prepare fresh fish while you wait.
Did you know?
They make over 40,000 donuts from scratch every week?
Did you know?
They offer 23 different deli platters for your party?
Did you know?
They have freshly chopped fajita mix ready to cook.
Did you know?
They have the best fried chicken in the area?
Did you know?
They offer our signature curbside service 14 hours a day.
Strachan Van Til. Now you know.
If you like being outside and working with your hands, this is a really good trade to get into.
A lot of kids think it's a last resort type thing, and it's not. I mean, I was always getting my schoolwork done. I got the grades, I got good grades, A's, B's, but I knew college wasn't the thing for me.
If you like to build, it's the best thing to do. You're making money right out of school.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. We're streaming worldwide on the internet at facebook.com/Region Sports and regionsports.com. We come to you tonight from Father Eckert Field on the campus of Andrean High School as the Region Sports Network presents the Andrean 59ers taking on the Fort Wayne Bishop Luers Knights in the Class 2A Northern Semi-State. I'm Mike Zajac. I'll have the play-by-play for tonight's game. And joining me with the color is Jay Simmons, part of this A team tonight.
That's right.
We got
the
here.
A team is out and about, baby. It is going to be a chilly one tonight. It's going to be a fun broadcast. It's going to be two great teams going at it. You know, Mike, right before we went on the air, we were looking at both of these teams' schedules. The last regular season game, both of these teams lost, and now they have hit their strides now into semi-state.
Yeah, Fort Wayne winning 4 in a row coming into this one. Andrean 3 in a row, beating Lafayette Central Catholic last week 30-12. You were at that game right here at Andrean.
Yes, I was, and it was a strong defensive performance by the entire team. They did a great job rallying to the ball, and they were led by Drake Bone with 2 interceptions. He had a great job not only on the defensive side, he carried this team. He was a bulldozer last game, carrying guys into the end zone. The only thing he wasn't doing at that game was selling popcorn in the stands. He did a great job. He carried this team to the semi-state game.
Fort Wayne coming in at 8-5, Andrean 9-3 on the season. Let's take a look at the Friday night forecast. It's brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Tonight's forecast is 21 degrees, winds out of the west at 20 miles per hour, making it feel like 10 degrees. We're up here. It's chilly. It's cold. You can see our breath. And a lot of guys here in hats and jackets. It's going to be a cold one out on the field for them.
Yes, it is, and we had a little bit of precipitation in the form of snow on the field.
Down a little bit,
yeah, when I left my house about an hour ago, it was coming down pretty hard. It seems to have let up now, but the field has got a light pasting of snow, especially in between the hash marks. So it's going to make it more difficult, I think, for Fort Wayne Luers that relies more on the passing game as compared to Andrean, who's more of a 50-50 balance.
That's the game night forecast brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. You can visit them on the web at forajobdoneright.com. When we come back, we'll talk about this one and get to the Castle Subaru keys to the game. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at forajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Attention homeowners, ready to start your next project? Need to pay off your debt? Refinance your home? Unlock the value of your home with a Centier Bank no-fee home equity loan or home equity line of credit. Stop by a local Centier branch today or visit us on the web at centier.com/home equity. Terms and conditions subject to change without notice, subject to credit approval. Centier Bank, NMLS number 408076, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Welcome back to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, along with Jay Simmons and Mike Zajac from Andrean High School. It's time for the keys to the game, and the keys for tonight's game are sponsored by Castle Subaru. You can stop in and get your keys to a new Castle, a Castle Subaru that is. And Jay, what are the keys for tonight's game?
Well, for Fort Luers, it's got to be their passing game. They've got to be able to pass in the bad conditions that are on the field. They've got to be able to get the ball vertically down the field, but they've got to get rid of that ball quickly. The quarterback, Charlie Stansky, with 157 completions out of 255 passes, 2,287 yards, 19 touchdowns, and only 8 interceptions, so a great touchdown to interception ratio. He's got 3 receivers that average over 14 yards a catch. He's got to get them involved, get them involved quickly, and they've got to push that ball down the field. I think if they can get a great balance of passing about 80% of the time, 20% run, they're going to have a successful night. On the other hand, for the Andrean defense, they've got to get to him, get to Stansky, and they've got 14 sacks on the season, 14 interceptions defensively. Drake Bowen's got to cause havoc in that backfield. That's going to be the keys on offense for Fort Wayne and for Andrean defensively. Offensively, for the Andrean 59ers, get Drake Bowen going. 182 carries, simple as that, right?
Yep.
Let the bulldozer bulldoze. Go to the well. You just saw the toss right there. Were you watching by chance? Oh, okay. Well, we'll get that in a second. And Drake Bowen, 1,331 yards, 21 touchdowns. Get him going. And then that makes the passing game that much easier. And then for Fort Wayne Luers, they got to take chances. They've got to stuff the box. They've got to bring in extra guys, either to blitz or run blitz or pass blitz and go man coverage over the top. Put an extra 2 guys in the box and force Andrean to throw the ball. And that's keys to the game right there for Fort Wayne Luers defense and for Andrean offense.
Those are the keys to the game. They're brought to you by our friends at Castle Subaru. You can check out the Castle inventory of new and used vehicles at Castle Subaru. Doc, I'm not Newcastle's. I don't want that.
I want a castle. I want to be the king of the castle.
We just had the coin toss. I missed it. I believe Andrean will get the ball first, and Fort Wayne Luers did defer. They did win the toss. They will defer, and Andrean should get the ball first. So let's go through the starting lineups for tonight's semi-state matchup, and we'll start with the Andrean defense. Defensive end is Luke Donsbach. He's a junior. Defensive tackle is a senior, Al Salinas. Ethan Kost is the senior defensive end on the opposite side. Outside linebacker is Joe Calachi, a 210-pound senior. Drake Bowen, the senior, in there at 230. Charlie Copen, a senior linebacker, along with Antonio Barnes on the right side. Cornerbacks are James Mantell, Jaden Holmes, the safety, Jimmy Finley, the safety, sophomore there, and Angel Ramirez, the senior corner for the 59ers. Let's take a look at let's do the Andrean 59ers offense since they'll be coming out there.
They're
first.
Coming out, baby.
And they're led by Billy Henry, the senior quarterback, Drake Bowen, the senior running back. Receivers are Patrick Clax, Michael Jones, and Angel Ramirez. On the line, right to left, Ian Urchel, Nate Hovsepian, Andrew Larson, the center, Charlie Copen, the left guard senior, Brad Uzabel, the senior left tackle, and tight end is Antonio Barnes. And seniors all across the board except for Clax and Jones, senior heavy offense.
Yeah, Clax last week had a 66-yard quick slant touchdown to open the second half that sort of put the nail in the coffin.
So here we go. Kick is away toward the goal line, and that is where Micah Jones will take a touchback, and the offense for the 59ers coming out. Let's take a look at the defense of Fort Wayne Luers. The Knights coming out, defensive end left to right, Damian Jackson, a junior. Mickey Daring, a junior defensive tackle. In there, number 67, Jordan Sykes, 262-pound junior. Quentin Roach, the senior defensive end. 3 linebackers, Colin Jollis, Zamarian Jackson, and Jackson McCullough. We'll get to the safeties here soon as Billy Henry and company out there for their first drive of the game. 3 wide to the left side. It's Drake Bowen taking the handoff up the middle, and Bowen gets things started, running over defenders across the 30 to the 35. They mark him down at the 37, moves the chains on the first play of the game.
Yeah, Drake Bowen, just a simple dive play over to right guard. He batter-rammed about 3 guys down to the ground. Great job. Good forward lean by Drake Bowen. Let's finish up with those defensive backs for Fort Wayne Luers.
Cornerback is T.J. Smith. Nick Thompson, the senior strong safety, heading toward Toledo next year. Gio Jimenez, the junior safety, and Cadell Wallace, the junior corner on the right side. It's another handoff to Bowen up the middle, lowers his shoulder, and Fort Wayne Luers defense stops him right at the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of about 3 on the play, second down.
Yeah, a couple linebackers stepped up that time, stopped Drake Bowen for just a short gain of about 3 yards. So 2 carries, about 16 yards for Drake Bowen to open up the opening drive here. And Andrean's just going to use him as the battering ram, try and get that defense packed inside and then open up to the outside.
Bowen just over 1,300 yards on the season, 21 touchdowns. He averages 7.5 yards per carry. And it's Bowen again, and he's going to be taken down, trying to get to the corner. He could not. Taken down by Colin Jollis, his 97th tackle of the season.
Yeah, Jollis is blitzed on the play. The right guard on that play pulled, and as he pulled, Colin Jollis just filled right through that gap and was able to get Drake Bowen before he was able to turn his shoulders and get going forward. So it's going to be 3rd down and 7, a 3rd down and 8 passing situation for the 59ers.
Yeah, Bowen lost a yard on the play as the 59ers offense comes out going 3 wide, to the left, 1 to the right. It's Bowen to the right of Henry. And in motion is Barnes to the left side. Henry back to pass looking. He tosses it out to Bowen, and it's incomplete. Bowen was right around the 35-yard line, met by a tackler of Fort Wayne Luers, and that will bring up 4th down and a punt time for the 59ers.
Yeah, nice job right there by the Fort Wayne Luers Knights defense. Came up big on that 3-down series right there. What happened is now that Drake Bowen, they were pulling people, and Drake Bowen wasn't able to get his shoulder squared to the line of scrimmage and not get that forward lean, and then they were able to attack him.
Drake Bowen to punt this one away. Does it all for the 59ers here. Ball's at the 38-yard line. And the punt away. It's a low liner. Bounces at the 40, and a big bounce for the Andrean 59ers. All the way down near the 25-yard line is where the Knights will take over. Let's take a look at the Knights offense starting lineup. They're led by Charlie Stansky, the senior cornerback. R.J. Hogue, the senior running back. Seniors all across the board for them. Wide receiver Nick Thompson, Braden McInturf, and Isaac Zay as well. Right tackle is a freshman, Zach Wall. Senior right guard is Caleb Scheiber. Michael Bra is the sophomore center. Jordan Sykes, the left guard, and Jaden Sykes, left tackle.
Looks like number 79, Tristan Woodcox, is in there at the center position.
Yeah, we saw him in pregame warm-up.
Can't miss him out there.
Cannot miss him. He is a junior, 5'9", 400 pounds. He is a load in the middle. A toss out, and the catch is made out across the 30 to the right side. And it was Nick Thompson on the reception, 50th catch of the year for Thompson.
Yeah, Thompson, one of their top receivers, 50 catches. That would be, now that that catch right there puts him to 960 yards, 8 touchdowns, 19.5 yard average. That's going to hurt his average a little bit.
2nd and 5 from the 30-yard line. It was McInturf in motion to the left side. It's a handoff to Hogue. Hogue will take it to the left side for a pickup of probably 3, so 3rd down.
Yeah, Stansky with just a quick pitch to R.J. Hogue, trying to outrun the defense to the sideline. Look like he picks up about 2 or 3 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and about 4. Big conversion down for Fort Wayne early on.
3 wide to the left for Stansky, along with Hogue to his right side. 3 down linemen for the 59ers. They fake it to Hogue, throw it, and it's intercepted. Intercepted, taken away to the 10, to the 5. Is he in?
Yes,
touchdown.
He is.
Antonio Barnes, the linebacker, picks it off, and the 59ers take the early lead.
Yes, Charlie Stansky, just an ill-advised pass there, tried to throw it to the middle receiver. There was trips to the wide side of the field. The outside linebacker right there, Jones was playing just a little soft right there, or I'm sorry, Antonio Barnes, came up and was playing soft, and then all of a sudden read the play beautifully and came up and made the pick 6. Early turnover for the Knights. Big play for the Andrean 59ers defense.
On for the PAT is P.J. Cusack, 40 of 48 on the year for point afters. And the holder for the 59ers is Chris Backus. Snap down, kick up, on its way, and it is good. The 59ers take the early 7-0 lead. 8:38 to play in the first quarter. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Ethos Dental Group in Munster, Crown Point, and Cedar Lake offers a full scope of general and cosmetic dentistry with expertise ranging from porcelain veneers to dental implants, crowns, and bridges. At Ethos Dental Group, you're assured that Dr. Mark Stojkovic and his associates, Dr. Emily Hansen and Dr. Brian Douts, utilize the latest in technology. Check out ethosdentalgroup.com or call 219-595-3432 to schedule an appointment. Ethos Dental Group, Munster, Crown Point, and Cedar Lake.
Welcome back to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, along with Jay Simmons and Mike Zajac. From Andrean High School, the 59ers take the early lead, 7-0, 8:38 to play in the first quarter. An interception from Antonio Barnes, pick 6, goes about 30 yards or so. And the 59ers take the early lead in this semi-state matchup between 59ers and the Fort Wayne Luers Knights.
And that could probably be one of our Proud Union home play of the game, presented by IKORCC. Coming on early right here at 8:38 in the first quarter.
And the kickoff goes out of bounds off to the near side of the field. So that'll put the ball at the 35 for Fort Wayne Luers.
And they'll start with some good field position. Let's see if they can maintain some control. Oh, they're going to make them kick it again.
Oh, they will redo a kick. Oh, what would you do there? Would you take the?
I would take the ball where it's at.
Oh, yeah. Especially after last drive, you never really know. Hit him deep.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, I'm playing the odds right here. Is he going to be able to get a better Field position on return, maybe not. I mean, I would just take what I can get.
Well, the kick was not that good. It went out of bounds around the 25-yard line. And if it is P.J. Cusack, I can't tell the number right now. It is 43.
I mean, the weather coming into effect just on the kickoff already.
Yeah. And you got Ethan Cost, who does have quite a few kickoffs. He's got 13 touchbacks coming into this game, but they choose to go with Cusick, excuse me, as they kick this one away. It's a high kick, and it bounces around the 27-yard line, picked up by the Knights. He gets some blockers trying to get to the outside. He does not. A flag comes in, crosses the 30-yard line to the 32. We'll wait and see what the flag is in the area of holding.
Yes, it is. See, that's one of the problems right there with having them re-kick it. I would have taken a penalty. You know, I'm looking at the Andrean sideline, and you said the weather, what's the temperature out there on there? 21 degrees, and we've got a coach with shorts and cut-off sleeves. Thank God he's got a stocking cap on to keep himself warm. But, yes, it is a holding call. So I think a mistake right there by Fort Wayne Luers to not accept that penalty on the initial kickoff.
That'll back them up all the way to the 18-yard line. And after the 9th interception throw by Stansky, it's where the Knights take over. And I think you said it in the pregame show last night on the Football Weekly show, that they got to be careful throwing the ball. Like, you could see some early interceptions from the 59ers, and that's exactly what we saw.
Yeah, great defense right there by the 59ers. Baited the quarterback in to throw that one, sort of lagged off him a little bit. Antonio Barnes read it perfectly.
And we got a false start on the Knights. They're going the wrong way. Back-to-back penalties. And this one will back them to the 13-yard line.
Well, backwards is the direction, but not a good one.
First and 23 from the 13. 8:29 to play here in the first quarter. 2 wide to the right for Stansky, 1 to the left. He hands it off to Hogue, and Hogue not getting much. He picks up 3. The big defense of the 59ers defense gets in there. Brent Stewart in on the tackle.
Yeah, Brent Stewart, not listed size-wise, is number 75. Al Salinas is usually the starting nose tackle.
Brent Stewart, a junior, 6'4", 340 pounds. He's their plug in the middle. 2 wide to the left. They hand it off to Hogue, again trying to get to the middle, and he's stuffed right at the line again.
A swarm of 59ers. I don't know. What do you call the 59ers? You call them a swarm, a pack? But there was good gang tackling. How about that one?
There you go.
I mean, there was 4 or 5 guys from the Andrean defense. Now they've got to stretch the field, get that first down. It's going to be 3rd down and 9 for Fort Wayne Luers Knights.
4 wide, 2 to the left, 2 to the right for Stansky. Hogue standing to his right side and shotgun. Back to pass, looking, here comes Bowen in the blitz. He missed him, steps up, throws, it's incomplete. Low and looking for Isaac Zay, the receiver, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Oh, yeah, they blitzed 2 guys in the same gap. They blitzed Charlie Coppin and Drake Bowen both at the same spot. They were able to pick it up, push him to the side. Stansky, when he stepped up into the pocket, he actually could have ran for the first down, instead chose to throw the ball. He had nothing but green pasture out in front of him. Andrean was in a man defense secondary-wise, and if they were already preoccupied covering their man, and now they got the punt.
Roel Pineda on the punt, bounces around the 50, takes a big Knights roll. This is past the 35 to the 31-yard line.
Well, you know, when you saw that ball come down, it almost looked like it hit a 59er in the helmet, but it just missed him, and it may have hit one of the Fort Wayne Luers guys also, but it looks like they're marking it down at the 30-yard line. So apparently better eyes down on the field than from up here.
Yeah, when they it was Braden McInnerf, number 2 for the Knights, picked it up. He started running toward the end zone, but the referees have marked them down.
Yeah, but the thing was, the direction of the ball didn't change, so that's probably what the officials were going off of right there.
7-0, 59ers get the ball back. They had to punt it away on their last drive. Shotgun for Henry. Send Barnes in motion, and now it was Clax in motion, and taking this one is Bowen on the carry. He picks up maybe 1.
Well, you look at the Fort Wayne's Luers defensively, they are not very big. 195, 195, 260, 185 linebackers, roughly about 190 all the way across. So they're small, but they're swarming to the ball. There's 3 or 4 guys waiting for Drake Bowen. They are stacking the box. They've got to throw the ball a little bit to the outside.
Too wide to the right. Fake it to Bowen, tosses it out to Barnes, and Barnes is taken down behind the line of scrimmage. It was Nick Thompson, the safety, getting in there for his 73rd tackle of the game. The season.
There you go. Well, hey, a lot of tackles in one game. You got to go with it.
So that brings up 3rd and looks like 10 for the 59ers. It'll be 3rd and 9 is what they're marking it at the 32-yard line. Too wide to the right. Here comes the blitz. Throw in, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Thompson down the sideline, out at the 20, and the Knights take over.
Well, miscommunication between Billy Henry and his receiver to the outside. The receiver was Henry thought he was breaking it off and running an out pattern, and he ran the streak in. And free safety cornerback came over the top and made a great play. Let's take a look at, we got some scoring updates coming here.
This scoreboard update is brought to you by Strachan Van Til. Strachan Van Til, shop online for delivery or curbside pickup at StrachanVanTil.com.
Fort Wayne Snyder leads Valparaiso 7-0 at the half. Evansville Maitre D leads Lipton Stockton 24-0 in the second quarter.
And winner of this game will play Evansville, Maitre D, or Linton Stockton. And I believe Andrean played Evansville. Was that last year? Yeah, they won it 21-9 in the
fumble
championship game. And a fumble, it's picking up by Nick Thompson, stays with the Knights.
Yeah, it looks like Charlie Stansky was trying to hand off to him, and then the ball bounced right back into his hand. So a lucky bounce there for Fort Wayne Luers.
Just over 5 minutes to play. Second down for the Knights. 1 to the right, 1 to the left. And it's a handoff to Hogue. Hogue dragging the defender, lowers his head across the 15 and gets it down to the 14-yard line. So 3rd and 4 coming up for the Knights. Quickly to the line they go. And Stansky getting the play from the sideline.
Looks like about 3rd down and about 4.
Thompson to his right side as Hogue stands to his right in shotgun formation. 2 tight ends set. Handoff Hogue left side. And he stood up right around the 10-yard line. He's getting a big push from both sides. He might be about a yard short, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like about a half a yard short. I feel like I'm at the old stadium. We got a pole right in front of us. I'm trying to decide which side of the pole do I want to be on.
Feel like you're at Wrigley Field.
Yeah, obstructed view seats.
It is 4th down and 1. The Knights keep the offense out there.
Good call. They're going hurry up. They're not even huddling. They're just going right for the line of scrimmage.
Stancy's going to go under center, and a flag is thrown. And I believe they've got too many guys out on the field.
And now they're going to run out the field goal unit.
Well, I counted 11, but there might have been a guy who ran off a little too late, so they will kick this one. It's Roel Pineda for the field goal.
What win there is will be at his back. And it's going to be a 32-yard field goal.
His long this year is 31. He lines it up. Stansky, the holder. And the snap high, get it down, kick on its way, plenty of distance, and it is good.
Wow.
Pineda gets the Knights on the board, 7-3, 3:48 to play in the first quarter. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thank you for taking me home. It's so far.
Don't worry about it, Grandma. This will be fun. 2 chocolate milkshakes, please.
Make it 3.
3?
Did you get his number?
No, Grandma. Grandma!
Excuse me.
Some relationships get better with time. That's why I got a Crosstrek.
97% of Subaru vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road.
I'm so glad you got a Subaru.
I wonder who gave me the idea.
Oh.
Love. It's what makes Subaru, Subaru.
Check out the new Subarus at Castle Subaru in Portage.
Are you a steel hauler? Come work for Area Transportation. You must have a current valid Class A commercial driver's license and at least 1 year of recent verifiable steel hauling experience and at least 2 years of recent verifiable interstate experience operating a commercial motor vehicle. Call recruiting at 1-855-400-6939. That's 1-855-400-6939.
Welcome back to Game Night on the Region Sports Network. 7-3 is the score. Andrean on top of the Fort Wayne Luers Knights on this chilly, cold Friday night at Andrean High School.
And we've got 10 points coming off turnovers early on here in the first half. I mean, with 3:48 left in the first quarter, 3 points for Fort Wayne Luers, 7 points for Andrean. All off of turnovers. No sustained drives by either offense so far tonight.
There was a penalty after the touchdown on Fort Wayne. I believe it was unsportsmanlike. That backs the kick to the 25.
Yeah, Luers can't stand prosperity. Every time there's something good happen, they end up with a penalty.
And the ball falls off the tee, so it looks like Colin Jollis will come and hold it for Pineda. I believe that's already 4 penalties on Fort Wayne tonight. It's still 3:48 to play in the first.
Yeah, you think a team that's made it this far into the playoffs is going to be playing a little bit more mistake-free as compared to Fort Wayne Luers.
Micah Jones back to return the kick. Pineda kicks this one away. High kick. It's out to takes a bounce at around the 19, and it's taken up by the 59ers. Breaks one tackle, trying to get away from another. He crosses the 30 to the 35-yard line, and that was taken back by Jacob Jones, the junior return man. And a good spot to start for the 59ers.
Well, let's see if somebody can get a sustained drive going offensively. Defensively, both teams have really taken advantage of some quarterback mistakes early on. And I think Fort Wayne has found an answer on how to try and slow down Drake Bowen by just shooting linebackers. As one of their offensive linemen pulls, it seems like there's a linebacker that's going to be blitzing right over the same spot.
Shotgun for Henry and company, 2 wide to the left. Man in motion is Barnes to the right side. Hands it off to Bowen. Bowen gets a block, and there he goes down the sideline, across his midfield, out of bounds at the 49-yard line. Moves the chains again for the 59ers.
Yeah, big 16-yard gain right there by Drake Bowen. right there. But the reason why, that was just like the first play of the game. Nobody pulled. They moved the man in motion. The motion man was the lead back. Then Drake Bowen went straight ahead, base blocking, no pulling, just smash mouth football right there. And that seems to be working better for the 59ers than when they pull people and try and go to the outside.
Bowen over 200 yards last week, 2 touchdowns, also had 2 interceptions. Here's another handoff, bounces off a one defender and can't get away. And the Knights swarm him right at midfield. They push him back for a yard. That brings up second down.
Yeah, just a host of linebackers. That looks like that was Jackson, number 24, leading the way right there. And then once he made contact, slowed down Drake Bowen. And once Drake Bowen has to go sideways laterally, he sort of loses that power. And then about 3 or 4 other guys jumped in and helped the one solo tackler bring Drake Bowen down. It's going to take 2 or 3 guys of Midas Fort Wayne Luers defense to bring Drake Bowen down.
This Knights defense is so fast. They're led by Colin Jollis and Zamarian Jackson. Talked about Jollis earlier. There's a flag. It's a false start on the 59ers. Jollis, 96 tackles coming into this game, 14 for a loss, 3 sacks. Zamarian Jackson with 80 tackles. He's a junior, so he'll come back next year.
Well, it looks like you're reflecting back on last night's pregame show. Me and Nathan.
I got more.
I think me and Nathan had, I think I had 35-24 Andrean winning the game. I think it's going to be like a 17-10 game, the way the offenses are sputtering right now.
They hand it off to Bowen. Bowen gets some blocks, and there he goes, crosses the 40. Bowen to the 30. One man to beat to the 15-10. Lowers his head and finally taken down at the 5-yard line. Drake Bowen with a huge run of 44 yards. And the 59ers will have first and goal.
Yeah, as soon as I say that, it's going to be a low-scoring ball game. Drake Bowen must have heard me and pops off that big run. What'd you say, 44 yards? Wow, what a nice run right there. So far, Bowen got a 17-yard run, a 44-yard run, and a 15-yard run to open up the game. He is just a workhorse. He gets them in chunks. He doesn't like 1 or 2 or 3 yards at a time. He wants the 10-plus yards per carry.
Number 22, Damian Jackson, came off of the field for Fort Wayne. Shotgun, handoff, Bowen breaks one, and Bowen goes into the end zone for another touchdown for the 59ers. First of the game for Bowen. It's his 22nd on the year. With 2:02 to play, Andrean adds to their lead.
Yeah, just a real simple dive play right there. No pulling anybody off the left-hand side. The tackle on that left side seals off. A linebacker scrapes around and tries to slow down Drake Bowen in the backfield. Drake Bowen has nothing to do with this, steps right through him, and then steps through another guy right at the goal line and punches it in with 2:02 left in the first quarter.
Kusick out for the extra point. And the snap down, and a kick is good for Kusick. 14-3, the 59ers on top of the Knights. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Since 2000, Hose Connections in Hammond has been a premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop offering quality hydraulic and pneumatic products and services. Hose Connections takes pride in not only meeting but exceeding customers' expectations. To learn all about the products and services that Hose Connections offers, visit hoseconnectionsinc.com or call 219-844-6570. Hose Connections in Hammond, proven under pressure. For over 113 years, Burns Funeral Home and Crematory has been assisting families in their time of need. Serving Northwest Indiana, the staff at Burns Funeral Home and Crematory will help guide your family in creating a meaningful ceremony to honor the life and memory of a loved one. Whether it's a simple, elaborate, traditional, or unique service, the caring family at Burns Funeral Home and Crematory will tailor a ceremony to fit your needs. Visit them on the web at burnsfuneral.com or give them a call at 942-1117. Pre-plan for your family's sake.
Welcome back to Game Night on the Region Sports Network. 14-3 the score. And it was Drake Bowen taking it in from 5 yards out. And Now the Knights, down 2 scores, need to get something going on the offensive side of the ball. They've committed quite a few penalties in this game to start things off. Stansky's already got an interception thrown. You know, they've ran the ball pretty decently with,
yes, they have.
R.J. Hogue, but their game is more throwing the ball. Stansky over almost 2,300 yards on the season. You talked about the wide receivers. They just got to get those guys the ball and get them in open spots.
Yeah, A, they got to give the Stansky a little bit of time back there, and B, I think they've got to go more to a quick 3-step drop passing attack and try not to throw it to somebody that's in a red jersey. I don't know what there finally.
Yeah, the ball fell off the tee again. It's a high, short kick around the 27-yard line, and a big hole for the Knights. They'll cross midfield and finally dragged out of bounds at the Andrean 40-yard line. It's taken by Zamarian Jackson.
Zamarian Jackson, boy, he looked like he was shot out of a cannon right there. He took that ball and knew what to do with it, bounced it to the middle, and then once he got to about the 35, 40-yard line, took it to the sidelines, and then just pile drived right into the kicker and made him pay for making that tackle.
So the Knights in business at the 40-yard line. And they'll set up shotgun. One wide to the right, one to the left. 2 backs next to Stansky. Hogue to his right side. Mickey Daring to his left. Here comes the blitz. They give it to Daring. He goes to the right side. Follows his blockers across the 40, gets it down to the 36-yard line. It's a pickup of 4.
Yeah, Charlie Kapkin blitzed from the defensive right side, and they pulled the left guard, and they were able to outrun him to the right side, so they picked up a nice gain on first down. Looks like about second down and about 6 or 7 right here.
2 wide to the right for Stansky, 1 to the left. Hogue to his right side, tight end left side. And it's a fake to Hogue, throwing. It's caught by Thompson. Thompson gets a block. He crosses the 30, and he's going to have a first down out to the 27-yard line.
Yeah, nice job right there, just getting rid of the ball quickly. Got a defensive back blocking, or wide receiver blocking downfield. You had Ethan Cost from his defensive end position making the tackle about 10 yards downfield, so that's just nothing but pursuit and determination by the defense for a defensive end to make a tackle that far downfield.
1st and 10 from the 27, just over a minute to play here in the first. Stansky hands off to Daring. Daring trying to find a hole. He cannot. He does pick up a few yards. He crosses the 25 to the 24-yard line, second down.
Yeah, that was a nice job right there by the defense, just sort of stretching the play out and just waiting and waiting. And the running back right there had no choice but to finally turn it up and just lower his head and try and get a few yards. Good job by the defense stretching that play out.
2nd and 7 for the Knights. 2 wide to the left, 1 to the right. They hand it off again to Daring. Daring up the middle has a big hole. He's got a first down all the way out to the 9-yard line. 1st and goal coming up for the Knights.
Yeah, nice job right there by the back. You notice he never really accelerated in the hole. He just sort of eased his way through it and just sort of slithered his way through and just made a couple guys miss and pick up a nice gain right there down to the 9-yard line.
Daring, not a big guy, 5'9", 184. They give it to him again, and this time he's met by a couple of 59ers, number 3 bringing him down. It's Luke Donsbach, and Drake Bowen in on a tackle.
Yeah, that's the end of the first quarter.
That is the end of the first quarter. 14-3 is the score. Andrean on top. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the Nika contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
The Hanger Group in Crown Point is passionate about providing a premier service agency featuring customized options and meaningful relationships. At the Hanger Group, they offer a wide variety of services to fit each client's needs. Open Monday through Thursday, 9 to 4, the Hanger Group is located at 950 South Court Street in Crown Point. Stop in for a visit or give them a call at 219-779-9338. The knowledgeable staff at the Hanger Group is ready to help. The Hanger Group, a great team you can trust.
Welcome back to Game Night on the Region Sports Network. It's Andrean 14 and Fort Wayne Luers 3. They're going to have second and goal from the 12-yard line do the Knights. These two teams have met before. Last time coming in 2014, it was Andrean winning that one 17-15. That game was at Fort Wayne. It was Chase Dawson with a game-winning kick to win it for Andrean. Second down. Stansky and Daring in the backfield, 2 to the left, 1 to the right for the Knights. They give this one to Daring. Daring trying to shake a couple defenders. He cannot, but he does pick up a couple on the play. It's J.J. Bolts with the tackle.
Yeah, the outside linebacker just stayed at home, read it perfectly. It was one of those read option type deals between him and the running back. Doesn't look like Stansky really is a type of guy that really wants to run the ball. He goes, nah, I'll just hand this one off.
With Drake Bowen and at linebacker, I wouldn't be running right at him too.
I agree with you.
Knights with 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Shotgun for Stansky. It's Daring again to his right side. Back to pass to Stansky, looking left. Now he's in trouble. Now he's going to go down. Stansky's taken down. Luke Donsbach in for his 4th sack of the season. Backs him up to the 17-yard line.
Yeah, great coverage downfield. All the receivers ran a little hitch routes, and everybody was well covered just right at the goal line. He's got to feel that pressure and just get rid of it and save his kicker a few yards on a field goal here. They can't do this all night. Stand for field goals when Andrean is kicking or scoring touchdowns. That's with 10:44 left in the second quarter.
Out to kick this one is Pineda.
Pineda is going to be, this time he's going to be kicking with the slight breeze in his face. And now they're going to throw a flag.
That's another flag on the Knights. It's a delay of game.
Yeah, it's 0 on the play clock.
So this is going to back him up again.
That's a coaching staff mistake right there.
Well, some of the players got to be at fault, I think, too. That's just you gotta watch the clock.
Yes, you do.
But yeah. So that backs him up to the 30. It'll be a 40-yard kick. His long is 32. That just came on the last kick he had.
He did have enough distance to kick it a little bit further on that last one. Better snap.
Into the wind. It's high. It's going to be just enough and in.
Wow.
Pineda, the wind was trying to knock it down, but he just sneaks that one in for another field goal. 14-6 the score, 10:23 to play in the second. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Welcome back to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, along with Jay Simmons, Mike Zajac from Andrean High School in Maryville, Indiana. Thanks for joining us tonight on Facebook.com/Region Sports and RegionSports.com. The 59ers leading the Fort Wayne Luers Knights 14-6 here in the second quarter. It's Pineda to kick this one away. And Micah Jones back to return the kick. This is a low liner. It's going to be picking up by, looks like Drake Bowen. Bowen up the middle, lowers his head across the 30 to the 31.
Well, let's see what, if anything, Andrean's going to do differently on this drive to open up the second quarter. Are they going to stay with the run game? The way Fort Wayne Luers defense is right now, I gotta think maybe run this ball on first down, see what Drake Bowen can do. If not, spread the field out and try and, you got the wind, what little wind there is at your back, try and spread the field a little bit and throw the ball down the field.
10-17 to play in the second. Too wide to the left for Billy Henry. Got a pause in the action here. And ready to go. It's Bowen right behind Henry. Bowen takes the handoff left side, gets some big hole, and gets a good block there from the left guard. He's out across the 40-yard line to the 41.
Zamarian Jackson from Fort Wayne Luers blitzed in the exact hole that Drake Bowen was, but a nice job by the left guard, Charlie Coppin. Just all he did was just push him and turn him just a little bit so Drake Bowen had just a sliver of a hole to get through, and he picks up 8 yards.
2nd and 1 for the 59ers. Henry takes a snap, gives it to Bowen. Bowen has a first down. He's going to cross midfield and out to the 48-yard line of Fort Wayne Luers. Moves the chains.
Yeah, it looks like a gain of about 12 yards right there. Bowen probably keeping just about his average of 7 yards per carry and then some out here. I guess if you're Andrean, you just feed the beast until they stop it, right?
Yeah, that's what I would do.
And the nice thing is that, as they're doing this, they're chewing up clock as well.
Just over 9 minutes to play. Same pistol formation for Henry. Bowen right behind him. Man in motion is Barnes to the right side. Handed off Bowen. Bowen breaks away from one, cut back up the middle, crosses the 45, taken down at the 43-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, Zamarian Jackson again on the blitz, hit him in the backfield, and he did the right thing. He attacked Drake Bowen by the legs. You don't try and tackle Drake Bowen up shoulder to shoulder, especially Zamarian Jackson at 5'8", 195 pounds. You're not going to bring him down. He did a nice job, but all that did was redirect Bowen, and then he cut it back against the grain and picked up a nice gain, like I said, of about 12 yards.
2nd and 5 from the 43. Barnes in motion, goes right to left. Henry will get the ball. He's back to pass. Here comes the rush. Throws it up for grabs, and it's knocked away. Great play there by Cadell Wallace, the junior cornerback of Fort Wayne. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, the ball definitely thrown behind. Billy Henry's got to get rid of that ball sooner, especially in this weather. That ball's going to be a little bit heavier. Get rid of that ball sooner. Get it to the receiver so he can catch the ball and run. It looked like his receiver had to stop and turn around, and Wallace did the same thing, turned around, found the ball, and swatted it away.
3rd and 5 from the 43. 8:19 to play here in the second. Henry with it. He'll give it to Bowen. Bowen going right side. Bounces off a defender. Gets away from another. Taken down right at the 40-yard line. Thompson in on the tackle. He's going to be about 2 yards short of the 1st down. The offense staying out on the field for now.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? You're up 14-6. Just smash mouth it with Drake Bowen. Why do anything else? Straight ahead, base blocking. I'm sure Fort Wayne Luers is anticipating the same thing. They're going to just have linebackers crashing in all over the place. So let's see the everybody meet at the middle and see what happens.
Too wide to the left. They're trying to get the Knights to jump on a defense, and I think they just did. I believe it was Jollis.
I think they're going to call it on. Maybe I'm wrong. Did they already call it in?
It's going to be offsides. Encroachment on Fort Wayne Luers gives the 59ers a first down.
Yeah, he looked like he was jumping, and then he just sort of got a little bit too far into that neutral zone, and then the right guard for Andrean flinched a little bit, so the caused him to move, and then they pick up the penalty first down.
With Bowen as a running back, you want to get that extra step and just get in there a little sooner, but Jollis was too quick. And a 1st and 10 from the 35, just over 7 minutes to play in the second. Henry will hand this one off to Bowen, bounces away from one, lowers his head right around the 34-yard line, and about 3 flags out on the field.
It's raining yellow out there.
Bowen slow to get up.
Yeah, it looked like one of the pulling guard came across and pulled down the linebacker that was blitzing right into the play. He had no other choice but to do it, and looks like they're going to call holding on Andrean.
We wait for the call. It is going to be a hold on the 59ers, so that'll back them up to looks like the 41 possibly. Keep going.
It'll be a spot foul, and it was about 4 yards in the backfield, so it's going to be
all the way to the 47-yard line.
Let's see.
So 1st and
about 22.
Yep, 22.
All right. I did that without even looking at the board.
This is Barnes in motion right to left, too wide. One to the right, one to the left. Henry back to pass, lobs it up, going deep, looking for Clax, and the catch is incomplete, but a lot of flags on the field. It's going to be a pass interference.
And the reason being is because the defensive back did not turn around. Clax went up for the ball, and it looks like Thompson, number 1, was defending, and he put his arm right through the offensive player and caused the contact before the ball got there, and that's hence the penalty right there. It's going to be first down, Andrean.
Pass interference is on the defense.
It's one of those where the pole got in the way, and I saw part of it.
I didn't see where the ball went, and it'll happen.
Like we said, Wrigley Field obstructed view, but it was definitely a lot of contact going on both offensively and defensively. So it could have been a no call, but again, the defensive back did not turn around and spot the ball. And anytime that happens, they're always going to call that on the defense.
So the ball is now placed at the 30, looks like the 33. Make it the 32.
You know what? I love it when Andrean has a little second at the line of scrimmage. Those Andrean offensive linemen, dig it in and checking that footing because they're barreling straight ahead.
Too wide to the left for Henry. It's Bowen right behind him. And Bowen gets the carry, and Bowen stood up right at the 30-yard line. They'll give him forward progress to the 29. It's a pickup of about 3. Stay with us at halftime. We'll have an interview from the IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. It will be the Hose Connections halftime report. It's presented by Hose Connections. It's proven under pressure. We'll also have a video featuring our Lantern Man winners from weeks 1 through 10 and an IKOR CC recruiting video in there as well. 2nd and 5 from the 29-yard line. Bowen takes the handoff. Bowen knocks over a defender. Finally taken down around the 25-yard line. He's near the first down marker. He's going to be about a yard short.
Yeah, they're going to mark it back. It looks like at about the 26-yard line, so it's going to be 3rd down and about a half a yard to a yard for Andrean. And I guess, again, here you go, feed the beast.
And why not? It's been working all night,
Hey,
all year.
You got the hat on for him, huh?
I do. The Notre Dame hat is on. I'm repping the Irish tonight. You're repping the New Orleans Saints.
It's the warmest hat I had.
3rd and 1. And they give it to the future Irishman, and he takes it to the 20 and a first down for the 59ers.
Yeah, this time just to pick up a 5 or 6 yards on 3rd and 1. That's going to hurt his average.
That does. That average of 7.5. No one take a hit right there. But you know what? I don't think Coach Marcus Freeman cares about that. He cares about his health going into next year, and he'll play linebacker for.
Yeah, linebacker, free safety type is what I got him penciled in at.
It'll be interesting to see how Marcus Freeman uses him next year as he takes the handoff again, lowers his head, knocking over defenders, bringing them all the way down to the 6. Another first down, 1st and goal coming up for the 59ers with 4:45 to play in the half.
Well, it's funny is, number one, Nick Thompson happened to be blocked and fell down as Drake Bowen was running down the field, had 2 Fort Wayne Luers guys on top of him, and Thompson laying on the ground actually tripped him up. I guess as a free safety, that's how you'd want to tackle if you see a Drake Bowen dragging guys coming right at you, is laying on the ground.
It's another handoff. Bowen gets away from one. He gets a big push from the line. He's crosses the 5 to about the 3-yard line, 2nd down.
Yeah, Zamarian Jackson head-to-head with them in the backfield at about the 6-yard line. Bowen just bounced off, and Zamarian Jackson at 195 pounds bounced onto the ground, and Bowen carried it down, like I said, to about the 3-yard line. So it's going to be first. The scoreboard's got 2nd and 3. Oh, there we go. Now the chain guy flips the. And before I read it, come on, pick it up.
2nd and goal. Same formation, 2 wide, 1 to the right, 1 to the left. Bowen with the handoff. Bowen dives forward. Bowen's in for another 59er touchdown.
Yeah, Bowen with 14 points in a row for the 59ers. And that comes at 3:34 left in the 2nd quarter. What, a 3-yard run right there?
3 yards out. Bowen takes it in, 2nd of the game.
Yep, the previous was a 4-yard run. Again, cutting into his average.
On to kick is P.J. Kusick. The holder, Scott Ballantyne. The high snap, they get it down, and the extra point is good. 21-6 the score, 3:34 to play in the 2nd. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Did you know?
They decorate over 210,000 cakes a year.
Did you know?
Their butcher will cut your meat your way.
Did you know?
They have trained floral designers in store.
Did you know?
They will make your wedding cake?
Did you know?
They have a variety of deli bakeable entrees.
Did you know?
Their online app has coupons and so much more. Who does that?
Strachan Van Til. Now you know.
If you like being outside and working with your hands, this is a really good trade to get into.
A lot of kids think it's a last resort type thing, and it's not. I mean, I was always getting my schoolwork done. I got the grades, I got good grades, A's, B's, but I knew college wasn't the thing for me.
If you like to build, it's the best thing to do. You're making money right out of school.
Welcome back to Game Night on the Region Sports Network. Drake Bowen taking it in from 3 yards out. They lead it 21-6. It's time for a scoreboard update. It's brought to you by Strachan Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Jay?
All right, here we go. Evansville Maitre D leads. Evansville leads 34-16 over Linton Stockton at the half, and that is in the 2A South game. You going to finish that, Mike?
Go ahead.
Your favorite Indiana-made grocery store.
You can follow all of tonight's region football scores across the state on Strack and Van Til Hometown Scoreboard, streaming on Facebook.com/Region Sports and RegionSports.com.
Well done.
Thank you. I thought you were going to go ahead and you paused, and I thought, well, just take it.
So it looks like that game's going to be a nail biter a little bit more than we anticipated. Thought Mater D would run away with it.
And the Knights taking the kickoff and getting a big hole, and finally taken down. Ball came out.
No, they're whistling him down. The official
down.
coming from the side, whistling him down, which I think is a good call.
And it was a T.J. Smith, the junior, who on the return for the Knights gets it to the 43-yard line. Speaking of Smith, Jalen Smith speaking of Notre Dame earlier, Jalen Smith was on this Fort Wayne team back in 2012, and it was Fort Wayne 35, Andrean 21.
So the key to the game is to have somebody that's going to Notre Dame to win this game?
Yes, that's how it goes. You get a fan up in the booth, and a man in motion. They hand it off to R.J. Hogue, and Hogue going nowhere. He's going to be taken back, losing about 2 yards on the play. And the big man for the 59ers getting in there, Brent Stewart, causing havoc.
Yeah, he's one of those linebackers, mobile, getting in there. Brent Stewart, number 75, from the defensive line position. He is sort of the anchor of that offensive line. Defensive line. He'd be the anchor at any defensive line.
Second down from the 42-yard line. They give this one to Daring, and Daring's not going anywhere. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like Antonio Barnes in on the tackle, along with Angel Ramirez, the corner. 3rd and long.
Well, after this play, do you think Andrean might want to burn a timeout here? You can't really take him with you going into the halftime. Save some time for the offense to get punch in another score.
They've got all 3 timeouts, 2 wide to the right for Stansky. Back to pass, has time, throwing to the left side. The pass is caught around midfield. They'll get forward progress to the Andrean 49, but that's going to be 2 yards short of the first down. So 4th and 2.
Yeah, really. Do you have anything to lose right here if you're the Knights? I think you got to go for it.
They haven't showed much on offense all night.
And that's one of their biggest plays right there.
It's a pickup of 9. And they'll go 2 wide to the right again. Nick Thompson, who's their best receiver. I haven't heard his name too much on the offensive side of the ball. And Stansky with Daring to his right side. And the Knights will take a timeout with 1:39 to play in the second quarter. We'll take one, too. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome back to Game Night on the Region Sports Network. 4th and 2 coming up for the Knights. And don't forget, at the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the game. The Crowell Company is proud to recognize the superheroes on the football field.
And what was that? One of the things that Nathan was talking about, they're going to have a video of all the players are the Crown Lantern Man super players of the game, and the IK IOKRCC plays of the game. Hopefully I got that there.
IKORCC.
Oh, I got it a little bit off. I was close.
The Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio Regional Council of Carpenters. 4th and 2 from the 49. For the Knights, back to pass. Stansky's got time. Throw in left side. Catch is made right around the 40-yard line. It's caught by Isaac Zay. The receiver has a first down at the Andrean 40.
And a nice job of the receiver working his way back to the ball. Isaac Zay coming back to the ball. It was thrown a little bit behind him, but yet, like I said, a nice job. Plenty of time for the quarterback to sit in the pocket and look for his third receiver. He had 2 wide open to the top also.
1:20 to play in the first half. Back to pass, looking, now stepping up, now going down. Stansky taking too long to get rid of the ball, and the 59ers defense gets in on there. Ethan Kost in there.
Yeah, I thought Stansky, ill-advised, sliding his feet up into the pocket. He had a nice pocket around him. He should have just sat right in the middle of it and waited for one of his receivers to get open. He felt pressure that was not there.
Charlie Copen getting in there as well. Stansky back to pass. Here comes the pressure. Gets it out, and the catch is made over the middle for a first down. Into the 5, near the end zone, and he's going to be dragged in for a touchdown.
Wes Javins,
the tight end, got behind the linebackers over the middle. It's a 39-yard touchdown pass from Stansky to Javins.
Yeah, Javins just did a nice job working his way right down the middle of the seam, got behind everybody, and Stansky just floated it right in there, on stride, on time. Kudos to the offensive line for giving him enough time to sit in there and make that strike.
A show of life for the Knights, and we come to a conclusion of the second quarter. 37 seconds to play. They finally get a touchdown. Something moving on the offensive side of the ball that they will have to carry over into the second half. Pineda on for the extra point. Snap down, kick is up, and it is good. We got a ball game, 21-13. The 59ers on top in this semi-state matchup. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Welcome back to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, along with Jay Simmons, Mike Zajac from Father Eckert Field at Andrean High School. The 59ers on top, 21-13. The Fort Wayne Luers Knights getting into the end zone for the first time tonight. Stansky hits Javins for a 39-yard touchdown pass.
And there is life on the other side of the field. You know, now we got a ball game going on here, I think, coming into the second half. But Andrean does get the ball to start the second half. No, I take that back. I'm sorry. Just the opposite, Fort Wayne. So they can stack this touchdown, 2 touchdowns here, get back in the game. Do you think in the third quarter you go for 2? I say you never chase points until the fourth quarter.
I guess depends how your offense is going then, right?
Okay.
You just got that nice touch on. I think maybe if they take that ball downfield like they just did on that drive, maybe they think about that and get a quick slant and try and get past those linebackers of the 59ers.
Yeah, the Stansky for once had some time to sit back and throw, scan the field, unmolested in the pocket, and threw a strike right there.
Andrean with all 3 times out. They hand it off to Bowen. He's going to bounce it out to the outside. trying to get to the corner, and he finally runs out around the 33-yard line, picks up 5 on the play. Second down, 28 seconds on the clock in the first half.
Yeah, you need to get a bigger chunk plays than that if you're going to try to punch in a score here before the end of the half with 28 seconds left. Andrean really hasn't done much through the air. Their best pass play was the pass interference, so they've got to try and complete some passes now.
I want to say 2 or 3 passes from Henry tonight. That's about it.
And 1 picked.
And they'll give this one. Bowen has a big hole. Bowen bounces out across midfield, and there's the speed by Drake Bowen down the sideline. Bowen to the 10. He's finally pushed out.
Yep, I guess you didn't need to go to the air. You got the chunk play right there. And there's going to be 16 seconds on the clock. Drake Bowen gets pushed out. It looks like
at the 12-yard
12-yard line.
Just shy of the 10. He had some good blocks there on the right side of Ian Urchel and Nate Hovsepian.
Yeah, nice job by those two guys at the point of attack. Once he bounces it to the outside, you see the Division I speed right there as he's outrunning guys that are 20, 30 pounds lighter than he is.
So 1st and 10 from the 12. 16 seconds on the clock. All 3 timeouts for Andrean, so you can keep it in the hands of Drake Bowen if you want. And we got a flag? No, we don't. We got a timeout taken by Andrean. They will talk this one over. And Jay, I'll ask you, what are you doing here on 1st and 10? You still give it to Bowen?
Yeah, why not? You got 3 timeouts. Now I say that. Now you got 2 timeouts, but you got 4 downs to get in. You got 16 seconds. I might throw on 1st down here. I might throw a fade. Just try something a little bit different. Catch the defense off balance. Throw the fade right here. 1 step, boom. Throw it to one of your best receivers out there. You've got Patrick Clax at 6'1", and then you've got Micah Jones at 5'8". I would definitely be going to Clax at 6'1".
And then you go Clax. Nick Thompson's out there for safety, a 6'2", and a D1 player
as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know what? I would spot where Thompson is and go opposite. That's pretty much, you've got a D1 player out there. Definitely just go away from him, I would think. And then, always want to throw the fade to the wide side of the field. Give your receiver some room to work with. Even a wrong shoulder fade right here might work. But I would try and throw one right here. Maybe go Bowen, then call a timeout, fade, and then you've got another timeout after that.
Andrean to the line. 2 wide to the left side. It's Bowen behind Billy Henry. And they will give it to Bowen. Bowen breaking 1 tackle, taken down at the 5. They'll get the quick timeout. Stops the clock at 12 seconds.
Okay, well, don't listen to me.
Well, I think your play would have worked too.
I just think it's at some point in time, now you're down to 1 timeout. You've got 12 seconds left. I would think you'd want to throw one of these downs. Maybe throw this down. You burn a second or 2 or 3. You take it down to 9 seconds. You run the ball. If you don't get it, you get timeout. Then you'd have enough timeout. You kick the field goal. So there you go. I got it all drawn out, nice and neat for you.
Let's pass it on downfield.
Yes,
to the staff.
I will.
And connecting the first half and second half of tonight's game. It's the Host Connections halftime report presented by Host Connections. Proven under pressure. That's coming up. And we'll have an interview with the IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Also a video featuring our Lantern Man winners from weeks 1 through 10. And an IKOR CC recruiting
Glad
video.
You got it right.
Oh, I was also reading an email that came up this
All right, Nathan,
afternoon.
thanks a lot.
Thank you, Nathan, for that. 2nd and 4 now for the 59ers from the 6.
See if Coach Skinner opens up the Jay Simmons playbook.
Same formation, 2 wide to the left for Henry. Bowen right behind him. Yeah, low snap, and they give it to Bowen. Bounces off a one, dragging a defender near the goal line, and he's in for the touchdown.
So much for the Simmons playbook. Let's go with Coach Skinner's. That's successful. Nice play call right there. Drake Bowen dragging in about half of the Fort Wayne Luers defense for the touchdown. That's determination.
And a man down, I believe that is Bowen right on the goal line. And the staff out to talk things over with him, and he is still down right at the goal line, not moving. You got referees right there. And we'll take a short break. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Attention homeowners, ready to start your next project? Need to pay off your debt? Refinance your home? Unlock the value of your home with a Centier Bank no-fee home equity loan or home equity line of credit. Stop by a local Centier branch today or visit us on the web at centier.com/home equity. Terms and conditions subject to change without notice, subject to credit approval. Centier Bank, NMLS number 408076, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Ethos Dental Group in Munster, Crown Point, and Cedar Lake offers a full scope of general and cosmetic dentistry with expertise ranging from porcelain veneers to dental implants, crowns, and bridges. At Ethos Dental Group, you're assured that Dr. Mark Stojkovic and his associates, Dr. Emily Hansen and Dr. Brian Douts, utilize the latest in technology. Check out ethosdentalgroup.com or call 219-595-3432 to schedule an appointment. Ethos Dental Group, Munster, Crown Point, and Cedar Lake.
Welcome back to Game Night on the Region Sports Network. Drake Bowen was down for quite a while at the goal line after the 3-yard touchdown run he just had, and he is able to walk off under his own power, but slowly to the sideline. And, I mean, Jay, you said it in between break. You can hear a pin drop in this press box.
In the press box, I stepped outside just to hear what the crowd reaction was outside. Dead silence. So he's
getting some water now on the sideline. It is the future Notre Dame Fighting Irish linebacker / safety. But he's done it all for the 59ers in his career here. The snap down for the extra point, up and good for Kusick. It makes it a 28-13 Andrean lead.
What did they get the ball with, about 30 seconds?
Oh, man, I want to say 28 seconds.
All right, let's see. So, they scored with 37 seconds in the half, and so with the field goal or with the kickoff, so roughly about 30 seconds. So they, without throwing the ball, they took the ball the length of the field and score with 4 seconds to save.
28-13 is the score.
So about 26 seconds off the game clock.
And all runs
by Drake Bowen. Drake Bowen popped off, about a 50-yard run or so on that drive as well. We talked about chunk plays. I mean, that's let's see, one of the scoring drives, Drake Bowen had a 44-yard run to.
He's got well over 100 yards.
And then the 3-yard run with 3:34 left in the second quarter had another play also in that drive, but that was a drive that was also helped by the pass interference because the Andrean at the time had first down and 25 yards to go, and then on the very next play had the 15-yard penalty for the first down and the pass interference, and that led to the score also on that drive. So Drake Bowen, some chunk plays from the running back position, just showing his D1 speed out there.
You said you stepped outside and you can hear it was pretty quiet out there as well. Did you hear what the referee was? Because he was yelling at somebody off toward our right side. I'm not sure if you were able to hear that as the kickoff is taken around the 30-yard line and driven backward is Zamarian Jackson, and that'll do it after the first half in this semi-state matchup. Andrean up 28-13 over Fort Wayne Luers. It's the Host Connections halftime report coming up. It's an interview with IHSAA Commissioner Mr. Neidig, and we'll play that here in just a few moments. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone, to our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig, and talking about a very busy time for the IHSAA. So, Paul, your fall sports are, quite frankly, with the exception of gymnastics, everybody will be in action. Got region semi-states in football, girls basketball week number 3, boys basketball practicing. Just go on down the list. Everybody's involved right now, and it's a special, special time to be a high school athlete, parent, and fan in our state.
It is, Coach, and we're making that transition from the outdoor sport of the fall to the indoor sport of the winter, and a little snow this week and cold weather. So it's telling us that it's time to step indoors, and where we have a little heat going on and enjoy some indoor sports from the winter. And yeah, everybody's rolling, but we're going to stay outside for one more week, and we're going to celebrate some semi-state championships this weekend in football.
Well, there are clearly some tremendous matchups, and you're down to a point where everybody realizes when you come to Lucas Oil Stadium, if you don't win, you're disappointed clearly, but you had a great run to play for a championship to end your season. But we are going to be Lucas Oil before we know it, and just this weekend's a perfect example. We talk about the Champions Radio and Television Network, or the Champions Network, when we do the pairing shows. But this weekend's a perfect example of why it's the unique type of network in the country. We're the only state that does this kind of network. And people who aren't able to get out because of weather and whatever factors, you can watch all of these games and listen to all of these games this weekend in the semi-state round of the football tournament.
Absolutely, Coach. We've tried to develop a product here that's IHSA TV that promotes high school athletics just like we do. And all 12 of our semi-state games this weekend will be available for view, whether it be on your television with one of the apps or on your computer. But IHSA TV will carry all 12 semi-state games. And certainly we want people to go out and attend, and they will. There'll be phenomenal crowds this weekend. But, for people who can't travel as much, or it's not as easy, or for me, it's just like the football junkies out there. You can get on there and you can watch multiple games and go back to them. But if your high school is out of it, but you're really interested in a game that's in the northern part of the state, log on to IHSA TV and watch that game on Friday night. I think it's a pretty good product out there. And again, it's just one more avenue to promote student athletes participating for their high school.
He's the commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. And Paul, this time of year too, as you're busy getting these other sports involved in the winter season, it is imperative for everybody to understand exactly what's involved. As we get ready, basketball, we move indoors so we can hear, we're a little closer to the action, and we want to make sure we understand the concept of sportsmanship as we go indoors.
Absolutely, and sportsmanship is so important. But, we've made the effort here. Sportsmanship is, we all know what it is. When we step outside of that, it's a conscious decision to do so. And we are all about the classroom. And the standards that go on that are expected in the classroom on a daily basis need to be part of the game, need to be part of every game. That's the way coaches are expected to act on the sidelines, such as a teacher, and student athletes need to have the same decorum that they have when they're learning in their math class. But that doesn't mean passion has to be left, because we have a lot of folks out there that teach with passion every day, and students learn with passion. And we want that to continue. But there's just a standard out there that that we have to maintain as a society of civilized people. We've got to be able to show some respect, even if we don't agree. Respect is still the most important thing. And Coach, I've said it many times, we're going to celebrate the positive of sportsmanship, but every once in a while somebody's just going to have to go home, and hopefully we get it straight and they can come back later. But we've got to get it right for these kids because they're learning from all of us.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City.
So I actually chose to join the union a little bit later. I started out, I actually was going to go down to IU Bloomington, and after coming and seeing everything and seeing how the union works and what it entails, I decided to do this in a heartbeat. It was a lot of fun to come and see what it's about and actually see the benefits and all the different types of things that come with it. So that's when I kind of chose to join. So the biggest thing for me was I have a few family members that were in the Carpenters Union, so that was kind of the one that I knew I wanted to do. And I mean, I like my dad, he came in and he showed me a lot of what it entails and the things that you learn, and I thought it was the most interesting to me. It spiked my interest.
I think the Carpenters Union really stood out for me was because it's a lot of hands-on stuff. It's a lot of things that you can use in everyday life, not just at work. You can use it at home, or a lot of people need carpenters in their lives, and I think it was a pretty good life skill. I think the advice that my family gave me was to kind of follow your heart and don't feel like you're forced to do anything. Just do something that you really want to do and something you're pretty comfortable doing. My decision to join the Carpenters Union was a little bit different than my family. I know my dad was a steel worker, my grandfather worked for NIPSCO, but they were all doing a lot of hands-on work, so I think that was easy for me to do.
I played football all 4 years. I was a defensive back, and I played baseball my freshman year. My 1 year being in, this is something I do want to do for the rest of my life. The things you learn at work, you take home with you. For example, if you want to build shelves in your house, you know how to do it.
If you like being outside and working with your hands, this is a really good trade to get into.
A lot of kids think it's a last resort type thing, and it's not. I mean, I was always getting my schoolwork done. I got the grades, I got good grades, A's, B's, but I knew college wasn't the thing for me.
If you like to build, it's the best thing to do. You're making money right out of school.
Welcome back to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, along with Jay Simmons, Mike Zajac from Father Eckhart Field at Andrean High School. 28-13 is the score at halftime. Here it is the Hose Connections halftime report.
Hold on.
Presented by Hose Connections. They're proven under pressure.
Yeah, not me. I'm sort of losing it right here.
He's trying to get his hand warmers in. One's in the foot, one's in the hand. Having all kinds of issues here on this cold night in the region.
Yes, it is.
Temperatures in the 20s coming in. We got snow all day. Snow at the beginning. It's lightened up. No snow currently right now, but cold one there, and it's been a cold start for the Fort Wayne Luers and the offense.
Yeah, the offense has struggled. They found something that worked right here in that last series where they went to the air and were a little bit more successful. Kudos to the offensive line by picking up the blitzes that Andrean was throwing at him, and Stansky had some time to sit back there and throw a dart to almost end the scoring at the end of the half. So let's go over all the scoring. Let's start in the first quarter.
It's quite a few. You're almost halfway done with that page.
Yeah, how about it? Let's start off. I got to read my writing here. A little tough with gloves on. And let's see. The scoring started with a pick six by Antonio Barnes, and that came at 8:38 in the first quarter. That came on a 30-yard pick six by Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown did a nice job. Barnes did a nice job baiting the quarterback. There was three receivers to one side. Both of the inside and the outside receiver ran streak patterns, and the middle receiver ran a little bubble, and Barnes just sort of baited him, waited until the ball was in the air, and broke and read it perfectly. Scampers into the end zone, got tackled right at the goal line, but was able to get the ball across. And again, that came at 8:38, the pick six. And then I'm going to say, what's that first name?
Roel Pineda.
Roel.
Yep.
Pineda with a 32-yard field goal that came at 3 minutes and 43 seconds in the first quarter. Both opening scores for both offenses came off picks. Andrean with the pick 6, and then Fort Wayne Luers with a pick that helped them get into scoring position. Then the Drake Bowen show begins. Drake Bowen with his first of a few touchdowns on a 4-yard run that came at 2:02 in the first quarter. The previous play had a 44-yard scamper to set up that 4-yard run, and that came at 2:02 in the first quarter. That put the score at 14-3. Andrean in control. And then Pineda comes in with the wind in his face, hits a 40-yard field goal, and that came at 10:23 in the second quarter. And as we were watching it go up, it looked like he had it by plenty of distance, and then Mike had just hit a wall and dropped straight down, and it just happened to drop straight down on the good side of the goalpost for the Fort Wayne Luers Knights. And again, that came at 10:23 in the second quarter. Then the Drake Bowen show continues, and this touchdown was set up by a pass interference penalty. Drake Bowen with a 3-yard run, and that came at 3:34 left in the second quarter. And then we're both sort of sitting here going, well, yeah, that's probably going to be it for this first half. Then all of a sudden, Fort Wayne Luers opens the ball up, gets a nice kickoff return to about just short of midfield, gets a couple quick passes, and then Charlie Stansky has some time to throw the ball, hits a Wes Javins on a tight end, just a little seam route right up the middle in stride, gets to the end zone just as he's getting tackled, and that came with 37 seconds left in the second quarter. And again, here we go. We're thinking, all right, this is the end of the half. Andrean's just going to run the ball. Well, when you got Drake Bowen running the ball, it's pretty darn easy to get a score, possible, I guess. Yeah. Especially when he's getting chunk plays. He had a 44-yard run. He had a 50-yard run. So he's had some big runs throughout the night.
A lot of 10, 15, 17-yard carries.
Right. Oh, yeah. I mean, his average is probably about 15 yards a carry tonight. There's been some tackles for losses, no doubt about it. But the majority of the runs have been positive yards. He has only been, tackled a few times behind the line of scrimmage. Other than that, he's been very positive in his carries. And then to lead to the score, he had that 50-yard run that I just mentioned. Drake Bowen, a 3-yard run with 4 seconds left. A little slow to get up. Yeah. And then we talked about it. You could hear a pin drop in this place. I mean, this press box, you hear it's a bunch of chatter in here now. At that particular moment, this was dead silent. The only person that was talking was me in here, and everybody was looking at me like, wait, you're not silencing? Drake Bowen's down. But, yeah, he was down for a few minutes, got up, walked off his own power, and he seemed to be fine on the sidelines. And then, their long walk back to the field house, so they were fine. So it looked like he was fine. So that's how we ended up the scoring, and that is a 28-13 lead for Andrean going into the half.
Interesting to see if Drake Bowen comes back and is on that first defensive, because they'll get the Knights will get the ball to start things off, and we'll see if Drake Bowen is in there at linebacker for the 59ers. And you are watching the Hose Connections halftime report. It's brought to you by Hose Connections on Kennedy Avenue in Hammond. You can visit them on the web at hoseconnectionsinc.com. Hose Connections, proven under pressure.
And don't forget, when we come back from this break, we will do if I can find it,
Strack and Van Til scoreboard update. It's your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Still got a few minutes until the third quarter. We'll take a short break. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thank you for taking me home. It's so far.
Don't worry about it, Grandma. This will be fun. 2 chocolate milkshakes, please.
Make it 3.
3?
Did you get his number?
No, Grandma. Grandma!
Excuse me.
Some relationships get better with time. That's why I got a Crosstrek.
97% of Subaru vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road.
I'm so glad you got a Subaru. I wonder who gave me the idea. Oh.
Love. It's what makes Subaru, Subaru.
Check out the new Subarus at Castle Subaru in Portage.
Are you a steel hauler? Come work for Area Transportation. You must have a current valid Class A commercial driver's license and at least 1 year of recent verifiable steel hauling experience and at least 2 years of recent verifiable interstate experience operating a commercial motor vehicle. Call recruiting at 1-855-400-6939. That's 1-855-400-6939.
Since 2000, Hose Connections in Hammond has been a premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop offering quality hydraulic and pneumatic products and services. Hose Connections takes pride in not only meeting but exceeding customers' expectations. To learn all about the products and services that Hose Connections offers, visit hoseconnectionsinc.com or call 219-844-6570. Hose Connections in Hammond, proven under pressure. For over 113 years, Burns Funeral Home and Crematory has been assisting families in their time of need. Serving Northwest Indiana, the staff at Burns Funeral Home and Crematory will help guide your family in creating a meaningful ceremony to honor the life and memory of a loved one. Whether it's a simple, elaborate, traditional, or unique service, the caring family at Burns Funeral Home and Crematory will tailor a ceremony to fit your needs. Visit them on the web at burnsfuneral.com or give them a call at 942-1117. Pre-plan for your family's sake.
Welcome back to Game Night on the Region Sports Network. We're at halftime of the semi-state matchup between the Andrean 59ers and the Fort Wayne Luers Knights. It's 28-13 at half. Andrean on top of the Knights. This is Andrean's. They're looking for their 8th semi-state championship. Their last coming, of course, last year as they won state championship. Fort Wayne Luers has won 16 semi-state championships as well. And interesting, I was reading through about Fort Wayne Luers. The 15 championship appearances are the most of any team in Indiana football history, and the 11 state championships are tied for the state record. And, of course, the Knights, we talked about it earlier, quite a few of players on the Knights have gone on to play a D1 football, most notably Dallas Cowboy and former Notre Dame Fighting Irish Jalen Smith, and the winner of the 2012 High School Butkus Award and the Indiana Mr. Football Award as well. They beat them in 2012. That game played in 2012. The Luers win in 35-21 here at Andrean. That was the last postseason loss at home for Andrean. It's been 10 years since they lost a postseason game at Father Eckert Field. And I know Jay's got some.
Well, I only got one.
So I don't know. I
got chicken scratch all over the place,
and
it's just trying to figure them out as we're going along here.
This scoreboard update is brought to you by Strachan Van Til. Strachan Van Til. Shop online for delivery or curbside pickup at StrachanVanTil.com.
All right, here we go. We got Fort Wayne Snyder 21, Valparaiso 14 in overtime, but it does not say a final. I know, Nathan, if that is final, text that to me and let me know. We got New Prairie Cougars 10, Kokomo Wildcats 9. That is a final. Let's see. Roncalli 21. East Central 24. Roncalli 21. That is a final in overtime. Some finals going on. Bishop Chittard 21. West Lafayette 3. That is a final, and that's 3A. Let's see. Lawrenceburg 35, Monrovia 7. That is a 3A semi-state. That is a final. Oh, it said Fort Wayne Luers, and Andrean just popped up, so I guess we know that score. And Evansville Maitre D 51, Lipton Stockton 22 in the fourth quarter. And that's your scoreboard update.
The winner of that game will play the winner of this game in the state championship in Indianapolis next week as well. So a lot on the line in this semi-state matchup with these the Final Four.
Yep, and that was your Strachan Van Til scoreboard update, your local grocer with over 89 years of heritage.
We get set for the second half, so let's go through the Castle Subaru keys to the second half, Jay, and they're brought to you by Castle Subaru. You can stop in and get your keys to a new Castle, a Castle Subaru that is.
All right. And the keys, I think, for Fort Wayne Luers, they've got to come out, keep their quarterback, Charlie Stansky, vertical. And, I mean, this makes him let him stand in the pocket, have some time to throw. We see where he's gotten all those yards. Stansky with 2,287 yards on the season coming into tonight. We saw that in that last drive offensively for them. That's what they've got to do. They've got to keep him vertical, keep him secure, let him be able to throw the ball, be the successful quarterback that he's been throughout the season. That's the key for them, and also to get a score here in this opening drive, any type of score, to try and get it under 2 scores. And then for Andrean, just feed the beast. I mean, they have not been able to come up with an answer consistently, has Fort Wayne Luers, to stop Drake Bowen. And like we said, he was a little slow getting off the field. Maybe he was just taking a rest break there after carrying the ball 80 yards down the field in the last 30 seconds of the first half. So we'll see what his status is in the second half as they come out onto the field for defense. But offensively, Andrean, just keep feeding the beast. The clock is now your friend in the second half. Let him run the ball, burn some clock, get one or two more scores, put this game away for them. So those are your keys.
They're brought to you by our friends at Castle Subaru. You can check out the Castle inventory of new and used vehicles at castlesubaru.com. They're on Highway 6 in Portage and on the web at castlesubaru.com. So if Fort Wayne Luers comes out passing the ball like you saw toward the end of the second quarter, what does Coach Skinner do with the defense? Are you backing those linebackers up again?
No.
No.
I keep him uncomfortable in the pocket as much as humanly possible. And Andrean did a nice job, all except for those last couple plays, getting some pressure on him. The offensive line did a nice job that last series, being able to deflect those blitzers and just push them off to the side, and Stansky was able to feel the pressure and just step up just enough to give himself a little bit more time. Doesn't look like he's a big scrambler. He likes to feel his way through the pocket and step up and find an open spot and settle and throw. And if the offensive line can just do enough to push those guys out of his way and give him a lane to throw. But I say you keep on blitzing him and get him with happy feet in there, and he's going to throw some interceptions.
It's worked all night in that first half, except for that last drive, and maybe that's when they did back off on the blitzers. So we get set here for the second half. 24 minutes away from the state championship down in Indy. Andrean up by 15. Can they hang on to the lead against the Knights here at Father Eckert Field?
Let's go back to that scoreboard update here.
We got more, do we?
Oh, yes, we do.
All right, it's time for a scoreboard update brought to you by our friends at Strachan Van Til.
All right, here we go. The big one.
Well, they're all big.
This one's bigger than most. Valparaiso wins 22-21 in overtime.
Wow.
And in the press box, a little bit of a whoa. There's some Fort Wayne people standing next to me, and they're like, what? But yes, Snyder scored apparently in the first series of plays on the overtime, and then Valparaiso scored and then went for 2. Wow. So congrats to the Vikings as they move on to the Dome.
Wow, how about that? The Valpo moving on, and now we try to get Andrean to the Dome here for a second team from the region as Fort Wayne Luers takes over at the 38-yard line. And you talk about that Valpo team. Their defense has stepped up big for them, and the offensive line was pretty much brand new coming into the season, and that's been much improvement
over
the course of the year. And they are gifted a trip to Indy as we got one going here. Drake Bowen trying to run him down, and the carry on the play was Thompson. He's going to take it across the 40 to about the 47-yard line. It's a pickup of 5.
Yeah, Antonio Barnes on the tackles, pushes him out of bounds, stops the clock. Looks like it's going to be second down in about 6 or 7. Again, Fort Wayne Luers trying to go to the outside, stretch that defense out, try and get those linebackers moving across the field.
And I think, getting the ball in the hands of Nick Thompson is key for, and right on cue, I said Nick Thompson, and he commits a penalty there, backs him up 5 yards.
Yeah, that's the announcer jinx right there for him. I'm sure he's really happy about that.
Thompson just starting a little early on this near side.
What, is he thinking it's Canadian football or something?
It'll bring up 2nd and 11 from the, looks like the 37-yard line. 2 wide to the left for Stansky. 1 to the right is Braden McInturf, and they pitch it out to R.J. Hogue, and Hogue has a big hole. Hogue down the sideline, finally wrapped up. He's got a first down out to the 45-yard line. Moves the chains for the Knights.
16-yard pickup by Hogue, dancing down the sideline right there. They ran the ball to the short side of the field, a little toss pitch to Hogue, and Hogue just turned it right up the sidelines and was dancing all the way down the field for a 16-yard gain on 2nd down and 11.
1st and 10 from the 45 of Andrean. Stansky hands this one off to Hogue. Hogue trying to get to the corner, and this time he does not. He's met by a couple defenders, Bowen in there, and number 14 in on the tackle for
Al Salinas.
Al Salinas, the defensive tackle, getting in.
Yeah, from his nose guard position, sliding all the way across the field, getting out there. That's some agility by a nose tackle, but he's only 5'11", 200 pounds.
Salinas now at the defensive end position. It's Brent Stewart in there at the nose tackle. 2 wide to the right. Stansky's got it, looking to pass. Throwing right side. A catch is made. It's Thompson. He's got a first down across the 35 to the 31. Moves the chains for the Knights here. 2nd time first down.
Yeah, nice job, Stansky and Thompson right there. Just a little rhythm play. 1, 2, 3 throw. He's out about 10 yards down the field. Nice pitch and catch between wide receiver and quarterback.
Knights moving it downfield. 10:45 to play in the 3rd. 1st and 10 from the 31. 2 wide to the right for Stansky. Fakes it, throw in, out. Thompson dropped the ball.
Man, Thompson batted it down nicely on that play.
Thompson wide open. He had a
block?
Receiver. Yeah, got it on a screen pass. It was Braden McInturf had a nice block about 5 yards ahead of him, but he couldn't hang on to the catch.
Yeah, he had already turned his head down the field and was running, and he forgot one thing, the ball.
And that's the most important thing.
Yes, it is.
2nd and 10 for the Knights. 2 wide again for Stansky. 2nd and 10. Back to pass, pump fake, looking deep. Now he's going to roll to the left, throwing deep to the left side, and the catch is made. Caught by Zay for the first down at the 11-yard line.
Yeah, Zay did a nice job. Almost like he was looking for the rebound. He boxed the defensive back out behind him. The ball floated out there to him just a little bit, and he was able to get good position between the defensive back and where the ball was coming down. Nice job, nice catch. Stansky had the tight end wide open in the flat as well.
1st and 10 from the 13. Pitches it out to Daring. Daring's got blockers. Daring to the corner. Daring to the end zone. He's got a touchdown. There is a flag on the play, and it looks like this one is coming back. Another hold on this Knights team, and another penalty added for the Knights.
Yeah, there was one of the wide receivers that was sealing off to the outside right there. Just grabbed onto that defensive back trying to come up right at the point of attack. Good call by the official, right on cue.
And they will push this thing back all the way down to the, looks like the 17-yard line. They could still get a first down. They can get it down to the 2 for the first down. It's first and 15.
That's cutting it kind of closer, huh?
It is. Might as well just go in for the touchdown. So Stansky, 2 wide, 1 to the right, 1 to the left. It's Thompson to the right side. Javins a tight end to the left. It's Thompson motioning to the left side. Pitch out to Hogue. Hogue's got some blockers. Here comes Bowen to the outside. Bowen pushes him out along with, I believe that was Antonio Barnes in there on the tackle for the 59ers. They're going to lose yards again.
That's just great lateral speed right there by Drake Bowen. Seeing the play and just moving laterally, keeping his shoulders parallel to the line of scrimmage, and then at the last second just accelerating up into the backfield and making the tackle, driving the running back out of bounds. Well, as a coach or as a recruiter, you love to see that lateral speed.
The ball now at the 19-yard line. 2nd and 17. Stansky and another flag. False start again on the Knights.
They cannot stand prosperity.
Second one on this drive. Already have a holding call as well. And that will back them up to the 24-yard line.
Yeah, Luers is their own worst enemy tonight.
Penalties killed them in the first half, and now doing the same here in the second half.
Yeah, they should already have points up on the board with just over 10 minutes left in the third quarter.
2nd and they say 22. From the 24, Stansky low snap, looking left, pump fake. Here comes the blitz. Stansky can't get away. Down he goes at the 27-yard line.
And they did rush 6 on that play, so Stansky just overwhelmed, tried to slide up in the pocket, and like I said, he does not look like he wants to get out of the pocket and run. He likes to just slide through the pocket, find an open spot, and then throw the ball, and he just, he pumped, and then ended up eating it and took a sack of about 6 yards on the play.
3rd and 26 from the 28-yard line. Back to pass. Rolling to his right side. Being chased, throws, and the catch is made right around the 12-yard line. He'll be about 8 yards short of the first down there. Mark him out right at the 11-yard line.
Yeah, Wes
Javins with the reception again.
Well, a nice scramble job by Javins. He was running to the quarterback during the play, and then once he saw his quarterback break out of the pocket, sort of faded away. The defensive back sort of started moving towards Stansky, and he just faded back, and it looks like they're going to kick the field goal.
Is passionate about providing a premier service agency featuring customized options and meaningful relationships. At the Hanger Group, they offer a wide variety of services to fit each client's needs. Open Monday through Thursday, 9 to 4, the Hanger Group is located at 950 South Court Street in Crown Point. Stop in for a visit or give them a call at 219-779-9338. The knowledgeable staff at the Hanger Group is ready to help. The Hanger Group, a great team you can trust.
Welcome back to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, along with Jay Simmons. Mike Zajac from Andrean High School. 28-16 is the score. The Knights on a 28-yard field goal from Pineda. 3 for 3 on the night for him. He was 5 of 6 coming in. He's perfect tonight, but the penalties have killed the Knights on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, they just have not been able to do anything without some penalties, and now you got
a big return there. This is Jones on the return down the sideline. Finally knocked out of bounds. He crosses midfield, gets it all the way down to the 32-yard line of Fort Wayne Luers.
Yeah, nice return right there. Got into the wedge, and then once he found the seam, broke it back out to the sideline. Textbook how you return opening kickoff or a kickoff. And that came with 8:59 left in the third quarter. Big return right there. Sort of squash any hopes that the Knights might have had coming into this defensive series.
Jones averages 31 on kickoff returns, and a big one there. And now we wait.
Well, it looks like the chains got a little tangled up, so they've got to straighten those babies out.
And don't forget, after the game, we'll name the blue-collar – excuse me, where are we going?
There you
the
go.
local 374 blue-collar player of the game. They're brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. You can learn about the apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org. I think a candidate for that would be the kicker of the Knights tonight.
Yeah, yes. Pineda, what did you say, 3 for 3?
3 for 3.
I got to agree with you on that one.
If my math is correct, is that 3? 7, 9, yep, that's good. Yeah, that's not bad for a college graduate.
Were you in advanced math?
I was. Accelerated math, whatever you call that. I don't know. First and 10.
You know, it's almost as good as the guy on the sideline with no sleeves and his shorts on.
He's still out there for Andrean.
Was he in the accelerated math class?
He's got some gloves now.
Oh, all right. A gloves and hat. I'm glad to see he's trying to stay warm.
Bowen's going to take the handoff, and Bowen gets a hole. And Bowen takes it out to the 24-yard line, bounced it out to the left side. Got some good blocks there. Picks up about 7.
Yeah, Bowen's one of the guys. He's staying warm. He's got bodies laying on top of him all night long. I need something to lay on top of my feet. They're getting cold. It's an ice box up here. You can see your breath as you're talking.
Hand warmer's not working for Jay tonight.
The foot warmer.
Foot warmers. Nothing's working. Second, and they say 2.
Just that blocking of that Andrean offensive line is working tonight.
2 wide to the right. They give it to Bowen again up the middle. And Bowen's near the first down marker, right at the 22-yard line. And it looks like he'll be short by a few. It'll be 3rd and less than 1.
Yeah, Crowlin Jollis, 5'9", 190 pounds linebacker, came up and met Bowen in the hole, sort of slowed him down, and a host of other Knights were able to come in and help out. And it stopped him, like you said, just short. It looks like less than a yard for the first down on 3rd and short.
Barnes in motion to the left side. They give it to Bowen. He's got a big hole. He's got another first down. Bowen takes this across the 15 to the 14-yard line, moves the chains for the Niners.
Well, I got to say, if you're one of the defensive backs and you see Drake Bowen breaking through that offensive line, Scott clean just like that, that's some courage to step in front of him right there by one of the defensive backs. Looks like Nick Thompson on the tackle.
1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. Just over 7 minutes to play in the third. They will give this one to Bowen, trying to shake a defender, and now here comes a swarm of Knights. About 6 or 7 of them take him down. He does pick up a yard or two on the play, second down.
Yeah, good group gang tackling right there by the Knights. And, again, if Drake Bowen sort of starts to slide laterally, he's not as effective as when he's lower his shoulder and going straight ahead. He can get that power going. But when he has to slide one way or the other, just like he did on that play, he's not quite as effective.
2nd and 8 from the 13, too wide to the left for Henry. He hands this one off again to Bowen. Bowen breaks away from one, but can't get away from more. And here come the Knights with that gang tackling again. But Bowen does pick up about 5 on the play, maybe 4. That brings up 3rd and 5, it looks like.
And, this would be the perfect time for a little play-action pass, fake to Bowen, and just dump it right over the top of that defense to the tight end or one of the receivers. But, this would be perfect timing for that. But Coach Skinner is yet to run one of the plays that I've called. And that's why he's up down there and I'm up here.
Yeah, and, we haven't seen many passes from
No.
Henry tonight. And we won't again. Bowen takes us up the middle. Bowen is in
untouched
for another Andrean touchdown. It's his
1, 2, 3. That is
4th
in a row.
Touchdown for Drake Bowen. Andrean pulling away in this one here in the third, 5.5 to play. On for the extra point is P.J. Kusick.
What was that, about 6 yards?
Yep. Kusick out there for.
And that sort of, again, Drake Bowen hurting his average by scoring a touchdown.
Again, I don't think he cares. He just wants to win and probably get out of this cold too.
What are you talking about? He's got plenty of bodies laying on top of him to stay warm.
The hold and the extra point is good from Kusick. 35-16 the score now. Andrean all over the Knights in this one. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Neidig, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Did you know?
They decorate over 210,000 cakes a year.
Did you know?
Their butcher will cut your meat your way.
Did you know?
They have trained floral designers in store.
Did you know?
They will make your wedding cake?
Did you know?
They have a variety of deli bakeable entrees.
Did you know?
Their online app has coupons and so much more. Who does that?
Strachan Van Til. Now you know.
Welcome back to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, and let's get to a scoreboard update brought to you by Strachan Van Til. Strachan Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store.
And here we go. Evansville Mater D beats Linton Stockton 51-28. The winner of that game plays the winner of this game, and if it's a repeat of history from last year, Andrean beat Mater D in this last year's state championship game 21-9. So things are falling into place for the 59ers.
They lead at 35-16. In the third, it's a squib kick off the helmet of one of the Knights players and taken away. Got one man to beat, and he may go down the sideline and into the end zone for
Jackson.
The touchdown. It's Jackson taking it. Number 24, Zamarian Jackson.
Yeah, close. But what a great job. He catches it off of one of his players to the side, bounces off his helmet. His buddy next to him tried to catch it, bounces off his helmet. Zamarian Jackson catches it in the midair, and then speed. That was just blew right by everybody. So the squib kick on that one did not work out well for Andrean. Here we are celebrating Andrean, maybe going to the state championship, and bam. Fort Wayne Luers does not go so quietly into the night, into the freezing cold night.
And Andrean, you saw all the nobody stayed home in their own path there.
In their lanes.
Everyone kind of went toward the ball and left a big hole on the outside for Jackson to take it the distance. As this kick is good for the extra point. Now 35-23. The Knights trying to hang in on this one. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
If you like being outside and working with your hands, this is a really good trade to get into.
A lot of kids think it's a last resort type thing, and it's not. I mean, I was always getting my schoolwork done. I got the grades, I got good grades, A's, B's, but I knew college wasn't the thing for me.
If you like to build, it's the best thing to do. You're making money right out of school.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome back to Game Night on the Region Sports Network. 35-23 after the 70-yard kickoff return from Zamarian Jackson. Takes it off one of his teammates' helmets and takes it the distance. Puts the Knights keeping them close in this one. And don't forget, folks, you can follow all of tonight's football scores from across the state on the Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard. It's streaming on Facebook.com/Region Sports and RegionSports.com. Strachan Van Til, shop online for delivery or curbside pickup at StrachanVanTil.com.
Yeah, Zamarian Jackson exploded. That's some sure speed. We've been talking about him all night long on the defensive side, playing in the backfield. Initially hitting Drake Bowen, slowing him down quite a few times, but Drake Bowen just bounces off of him.
And that kickoff could be one of our plays of the game. It's presented by IKOR CC, the Proud Union Home Play of the Game. And you can build your future at IKORCC.com. 1st and 10 for the 59ers. They give it to Bowen once again to the right side. Bowen cutting back. Bowen with the stiff arm, and he may go. Crosses midfield. He's got the speed. Down the sideline. 10-5. Touchdown, Drake Bowen. 62 yards on the first carry of the drive there, and adds on and answers right back.
My, oh my, this game does not want to end tonight. Maybe we'll finish it by about midnight, as long as Fort Wayne Luers doesn't score in the next play. That is 3 touchdowns in a matter of 31 seconds.
Jay's running out of paper to
Yes.
write down all these scores. 41-23 as we await the extra point from P.J. Cusick.
And how long was that run?
I said 62. It's actually 72.
There we go.
72. Cusick snap down, a kick up, and it does just sneak in the right upright. 42-23 is the score. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at forajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4, ajobdoneright.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Welcome back to Game Night on the Region Sports Network. Drake Bowen taking that one 72 yards for the score and adds to the Andrean lead 42-23 after the kickoff was taken by Jackson of 70 yards on the previous play.
And like I said, 31 seconds, 21 points. At this kind of math, we may hit the over of about 200.
Right now we're at 65. So is that what you and Nathan picked as the over-under?
Yeah, I think I went 35-24 and Nathan went 42-28. If I recall correctly, I may be off a little bit on those numbers, but Zamarian Jackson lets that ball roll right by him. Why doesn't he pick it up?
Thompson picks this one up late across the 20, and Jackson brought down. He had trouble picking that ball up.
Yeah, I'm sure that's why Zamarian Jackson just let that ball scoot on by. It was a hot potato going right by him. Didn't want nothing to do with it. And they say if you're one of the upbacks and you can't catch it cleanly, let it go to the guy next behind you.
So Stansky and company coming out on offense. They got the offense moving on the last drive, but
penalties.
Yeah, penalties once again killing this Knights team. They ended up with a field goal from Pineda of 28 yards. And now they start things off from the 20-yard line. 1st and 10, 4:49 to play in the semi-state matchup. 2 wide to the left, 1 to the right is Thompson for Stansky. It's Hogue next to him. It's Thompson in motion to the left side. They give it to Hogue, trying to bounce out to the corner. He cannot. Pushed out of bounds around the 15-yard line.
It looks like they'll give him his forward progress about the 18 or so.
Thompson on the cut up the middle, and Thompson taken down, read perfectly by the Andrean defense. 4th down, they'll have to punt this one away.
Yeah, I thought Thompson, if he could have, now maybe on a drier field, he could have planted and then went straight up the field. He carried it right back into the meat of the defense. Me as a receiver, I would rather be tackled by a free safety or a cornerback, not one of these linebackers in the middle of the field right there. So Thompson has to look out for his health a little bit better by cutting that straight up the field instead of bending it all the way back across the field.
4th down, ball's at the 13-yard line. And we have a timeout on the field called by the Knights. We'll take a short break. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Attention homeowners, ready to start your next project? Need to pay off your debt? Refinance your home? Unlock the value of your home with a Sentier Bank no-fee home equity loan or home equity line of credit. Stop by a local Centier branch today or visit us on the web at centier.com/home equity. Terms and conditions subject to change without notice, subject to credit approval. Centier Bank, NMLS number 408076, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Welcome back to Game Night on the Region Sports Network. 4th down coming up for the Knights after the timeout. And the Niners were putting 10 guys right on the line. And now the Knights are going to spread things out, put 2 wide to the left, 1 to the right side. We'll spread the defense out a bit.
Andrean has nobody deep.
Well, they do not. And the snap, the kick is away. It's a good one. And it takes a Knight bounce across the 50 all the way down across the 40, 35 to the 33-yard line. That's a kick for... We're doing the... I'm going to let Jay do the math. He's...
55, 57, 58 yards. So that's a pretty darn good punt.
That's a punt from a guy we've heard already a lot, Roel Pineda.
Hey,
doing it in the kicking game tonight.
I was going to say, he may be the Lantern Man superhero of the Fort Wayne Luers team. Too bad we don't have that award, though, for him.
42-23 the score. Andrean back on offense. 1st and 10 from the 33. Barnes in motion to the left side. Now they send a receiver. They flip it to that receiver, trying to cut to the corner. He's going to be pushed out of bounds. It's Patrick Clax taking it to the 40-yard line. I see something a little bit different on this offense other than Bowen.
Yeah, Drake Bowen got to be the lead blocker. He's got to pay his dues a little bit, block one play, and then carry the next 30. But Zamarian Jackson for Fort Wayne Luers on the tackle. Nice job moving laterally with the ball. They pick up about 5-6 yards, but still a nice tackle. Drake Bowen blocks 2 guys on the same play.
2nd and 4 from the 40-yard line. Back to the pistol for the Niners, and a flag. I believe this is going to be a false start.
Yeah, it looked like one of the Andrean offensive linemen moved just a split second too early.
Somebody on that right side, it looked like. Ian Urchel, the right tackle.
I'm glad you mentioned his name on that play.
I knew you weren't, so somebody had to say it.
Well, I wasn't gonna say it because, as an offensive player, I did jump off occasionally, even at the wide receiver spot. I did want to get my name mentioned on that.
2nd down from the 35. Play action, throws it out to Clax across the 40, near the 45-yard line. He's close to that 1st down marker. Will they give it to him?
Looks like
yeah. Right at the 45, moves the chains for the Niners.
Yeah, Clax with a big game last week. I think that's his first catch for tonight, right?
First or second. They haven't thrown much. He had that one on that far side going in the opposite direction. That was batted away. So 1st and 10 from the 45. They give it back to Bowen. Bowen up the middle, dragging a defender with them. And Bowen does cross midfield to the Knights' 48-yard line. It's a pickup of 7 on the play, 2nd down.
Yeah, Bowen just ramrods right through that defense, and they moved it back a yard. Looks like they'll be right in the middle between the 48 and 49-yard line. We got a great view of it right here at midfield, so we don't have these posts right in our way.
This is the first. This is kind of nice.
Not have to bob and weave back and forth.
Yep. 2nd and 4. They actually mark it at the 49 of the Knights. 2 wide to the right. Barnes in motion. They give it to Bowen again up the middle. Gets a big push from his offensive line. And he's got the first down across the 45 to the 42.
Well, you know, if you watch the motion, Barnes stopped right over the point of attack. He was sort of like the lead blocker right there, got up to the linebacker, sealed him off, and Drake Bowen did the rest, plowing ahead for the first down, and then a few extra.
1:08 to play here in the third quarter. Andrean in control as they lead it 42-23. Too wide to the right again for the Niners, and a handoff again to Bowen, and Bowen picking up just 2 on the play.
Oh, the way you say that, just 2.
He's been averaging well more than that. Yep.
Yeah, he's putting together a nice game tonight, and last week I think he had over 150 yards rushing. So he did a nice job last week as well. He's going to enjoy a few weeks off after the season's over.
Oh, yeah. Especially after this game. He's carried the load in this cold weather.
Yeah, you don't need an ice bath after this game.
Take the handoff, and going down in the backfield, they gave it to J.J. Bowles, the backup running back, and he is banged up and slow to get up, still down on a knee.
That number 6 for R.J. Hogue, blitzing from linebacker position, comes up and makes a tackle in the backfield. And let's
take a break. It is the end of the third quarter. 12 minutes to go till the winner advancing to Indianapolis. It's 42-23. The Niners on top. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Ethos Dental Group in Munster, Crown Point, and Cedar Lake offers a full scope of general and cosmetic dentistry with expertise ranging from porcelain veneers to dental implants, crowns, and bridges. At Ethos Dental Group, you're assured that Dr. Mark Stojkovic and his associates, Dr. Emily Hansen and Dr. Brian Douts, utilize the latest in technology. Check out ethosdentalgroup.com or call 219-595-3432 to schedule an appointment. Ethos Dental Group, Munster, Crown Point, and Cedar Lake.
Welcome back to Game Night on the Region Sports Network. Third down for the Niners offense. Drake Bowen back out there after Bowles went down. And 3rd and 10. From the 42, they need to get to the 32 of the Knights. Back to pass is Henry looking left, throwing deep. Got a man down there. Catch is made by Clax. Across the 20 to the 18-yard line, a first down for Andrean.
Yeah, Clax, great job of adjusting to the short throw. Defensive back did not turn around in time, and by the time he did turn around, Clax had already caught the ball. Defensive back had enough sense at least to push him out of bounds, but when you, as a defensive back, when you see that receiver turn and start to square back to the ball, you've got to plant and square back to the ball at the same time, and he did not, and Clax with another catch on this drive.
Huge pickup on third down for the Niners. And now you just give it to the big man, and Bowen on the carry. Bowen dragging defenders. Actually gets a big push and a tackle from his offensive lineman, Andrew Larson, brought him down. Picks up about 6 on the carry, second down.
Yeah, just this ramrod right there, just simple base dive play, and he just goes ahead and plows forward, knocks a couple of the linebackers down that came up to try and make the tackle by the Knights, and he just, again, moving forward, always leaning forward.
Snow flurry starting up here in the fourth, just a little bit.
Is it getting colder?
It is. We are under 20 degrees. I'll give you an update on the weather, and that weather is brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Right now, the temperature, 19 degrees.
That's my toes.
Feels like 7.
All right.
Winds out of the southwest. It's dialed down to 11 miles per hour.
Well, I would hate to see what the weather would be like if the wind was out of the north.
You can keep you cool in the summer and cozy. That's
Can they come
Economy Electric Heating and Cooling.
Call them right now. We need some heat in this press box.
It's 2nd and 10 after the false start for the Niners, trying to run some clock here. They give it to Bowen. Bowen trying to get to the outside left side and push
there's
out.
a flag and an official down all in the same play.
You got Knights players falling out on the track. He was knocked out at the 15. We'll wait on the call. It's a hold on the Niners. Backs them up again. So now we saw the Knights with some penalties when they were in the red zone down here, and now it's going to the Niners.
Yeah, same play. Just a little sweep play to the short side of the field. Bowen bounces it out that way to the left tackle on that side. Locked in his defensive man and held on. And just at the same time, one of the linebackers came up to try and make a tackle on Bowen. Bowen shaked him off. The defensive line and flew out of bounds and landed right into the official, but the official seems to be okay. He was paying attention as he was throwing the flag, and then the guy hit him. But it looks like he bounced up and he's all right.
2nd and 15 from the 26. Henry back to pass, looking, throwing deep over the middle. It's incomplete. He was looking.
Looks like number 6 maybe, or
yeah, that was Jacob Jones, the wide receiver. And that brings up 3rd and long.
Yeah, again, nice pass coverage. It's still tough to grip that ball with the weather being so cold and trying to throw it all. That ball's got to be like trying to throw an ice cube out there right now.
Ball's at the 26. You need to get to the 8-yard line for a first down here on 3rd and 15. Actually, it's more than 15. Scoreboard's a little off. Bowen's on the carry. Bowen is lowering his head, gets across the 20 to looks like the 18.
He got the ball to the middle of the field, so let the field goal kicker kick that ice cube. I did not see. I would not see why Andrean would bring out the field goal unit at this point. I think you're better off running the ball and running the clock down. Yeah. If you don't get this touchdown right here, it gives Fort Wayne Luers a 90-yard field or so to go, 81-yard right now if they don't pick up any yards.
Henry back out onto the field, under 10 minutes to play. 4th and 10. Send a wide out to the right side. That's Jones along with Clax. Henry throwing, corner of the end zone, got Clax open, catch is made for the touchdown.
Wow, nice pattern right there by Clack. Ran a wheel route. The outside receiver ran the nice combo with him, ran the 15 yards and in, and then Clax, the inside slot receiver, runs an out and up little wheel route. Both defensive backs were in great position as he was running the out pattern, and all of a sudden just decided to stop covering him, and he was wide open in the corner of the end zone. Great throw by Henry right there.
Great job by the offensive line as well, giving him a pocket to throw in. Nobody within 5 yards of him.
Yeah, and that wheel route takes forever to develop as well.
So Clax with the touchdown. That is his 14th touchdown on the season. Cusick out for the extra point. Ballantyne, a low snap. Ballantyne's got to pick it up. He's going to throw it away out of the end zone. And no good on the extra point. So 48-23 is the score. 9:39 to play in the semi-state matchup between the Niners and the Knights. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thank you for taking me home. It's so far.
Don't worry about it, Grandma. This will be fun. 2 chocolate milkshakes, please.
Make it 3.
3.
Did you get his number?
No, Grandma. Grandma!
Excuse me?
Some relationships get better with time. That's why I got a Crosstrek.
97% of Subaru vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road.
I'm so glad you got a Subaru.
I wonder who gave me the idea. Oh.
Love. It's what makes Subaru, Subaru.
Check out the new Subarus at Castle Subaru in Portage.
Are you a steel hauler? Come work for Area Transportation. You must have a current valid Class A commercial driver's license and at least 1 year of recent verifiable steel hauling experience and at least 2 years of recent verifiable interstate experience operating a commercial motor vehicle. Call recruiting at 1-855-400-6939. That's 1-855-400-6939.
Welcome back to Game Night on the Region Sports Network. 48-23 is the score. The Niners leading the Knights, 9:39 to play in the fourth quarter. And they're 9:39 away from going to Indianapolis.
And we're sitting next to somebody doing some stats here, and we just asked him, how's Drake Bowen doing? We know he's having a good night. I mean, this is not a good night. A ridiculously good night. 35 carries, unofficial, 357 yards.
Man.
And I thought.
And how many touchdowns?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touchdowns.
5 touchdowns. And this is Jackson for
and he's still
the Knights taking it to the 40-yard line, 41.
9:33 left in the game.
I mean, this is one of the all-time best performances in Indiana high school.
It's if it isn't the best, it's in the grouping of the best.
I mean, 357 yards, 5 touchdowns.
How many tackles?
Yeah. You add those in,
and he took a rest, at the end of the half, laying on the field for a few minutes. He wanted to he did it for dramatic effect.
The Irish are getting a star athlete
next
year. You pencil them in wherever you want on the field.
Defensively, it'll be an interesting fit. With his size, I would think outside linebacker, free safety type guy, especially with his lateral speed.
So the Knights will pitch this one out, and Daring going nowhere. He's pushed back by the Niner defense. Drake Bowen in on the tackle.
Yeah, just some great lateral speed, being able to see the ball, find the ball carrier, and just attack the ball carrier at the point of attack right there. Nice job. You can't draw it up any better defensively than that.
It's a loss of just 2. 2nd and 12 from the 39-yard line. 3 wide to the right for the Knights. And they hand this one off again, and not going anywhere again is Daring. He got to the 40-yard line. And it looks like Luke Donsbach in on the tackle along with Ethan Kost. Couple defensive ends. 8.5 to play. As a slow to get up is Mickey Daring, who just carried that ball. We got a 3rd down coming up for the Knights.
Yeah, he's jogging off the field under his own power, so looks like he'll be okay.
At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. The Crowell Companies have offices open 9 to 7 Monday through Friday and Saturdays till 2 in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City.
Bravo.
Thank you. I was hoping you were going to take that one, but
I'll let you run with it.
Every once in a while, you gotta read one, Jay.
Oh, okay.
4 wide for Stansky, throwing deep right side. It was a
way underthrown.
Way underthrown, yep, and it's incomplete. Brings up 4th down for the Knights.
Right now, the most important thing I'm worried about is my right foot staying warm. It is.
I think it's been hurting, since halftime?
Yes,
You got to
has.
keep the toes moving.
I know. And I got winter boots on, and I'm
You were sitting down for a little bit. You got to keep the legs moving.
Double layered.
I got double layered socks on. 4th and 11. Man in motion. Here comes the blitz. Here comes Bowen. Ball's loose on the ground. Picked up by the Knights, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be a turnover. And the Niners take over with 8:13 to play left in the game. And they smell victory.
There's blood in the water, as they would say.
Drake Bowen getting back there.
The Sharks are circling. And you can see the crowd, what there is left of it that isn't frozen to the stands, are standing up right now, cheering a little bit, getting excited. They're now all of a sudden they're calling some room reservations down in Indianapolis. They're getting that bus warmed up for the long ride down this upcoming week.
They got the early game on Friday, I believe, right?
Okay.
So maybe a Thursday night drive down. And one of the players coming on late for the Niners.
They had to pry him away from the heaters over there.
Yeah. Can you blame them?
Nope.
1st and 10 from the 34. It's Ballantyne in at quarterback now for the Niners. Ballantyne, the junior quarterback, 6 foot, 170 pounds. In for Henry.
Now Ballantyne will be probably the heir apparent to the quarterback position once Henry graduates.
Yeah, now looking around next year, you're going to have a whole new offensive line for the Niners, new quarterback, new running back.
Yes, senior-laden team.
Yeah, Clax and Micah Jones look like the 2 starters that will remain, but they got business here in this year. They won a state championship for the 2nd year in a row. And a couple yards picked up on the carry. 7:15 to play. 3rd down and 3.
Yep, just right at 7 minutes as we get right there. 3rd down and just a few to go. Andrean taking their time coming in and out of the huddle. 15 seconds left on the play clock. Some clean uniforms coming out there. Some guys that have been standing around the heaters all night are finally getting out there to play. Do they really want to, though?
Ballantyne hands it off up the middle. Big hole in a 1st down for the Niners. It's Angel Ramirez with the carry.
Yeah, I'm gonna at the size of this roster, I'm definitely gonna rely on you for the number
well, hold
or the
on,
names.
Hold on. We got another
one.
one.
Oh, you got another one?
I'm just gonna rip this one. There you go.
Oh.
There we go. How about that? Does that help you out? You got
a
your glasses
little bit.
on. You got binoculars here if you need them as well.
I got binoculars and distance glasses. I just don't bring. I never bring my reading glasses.
We got a player down for the Knights. And it's a 1st down coming up for the Niners. We'll take a short break. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Since 2000, Hose Connections in Hammond has been a premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop offering quality hydraulic and pneumatic products and services. Hose Connections takes pride in not only meeting but exceeding customers' expectations. To learn all about the products and services that Hose Connections offers, visit hoseconnectionsinc.com or call 219-844-6570. Hose Connections in Hammond. Proven under pressure. For over 113 years, Burns Funeral Home and Crematory has been assisting families in their time of need. Serving Northwest Indiana, the staff at Burns Funeral Home and Crematory will help guide your family in creating a meaningful ceremony to honor the life and memory of a loved one. Whether it's a simple, elaborate, traditional, or unique service, the caring family at Burns Funeral Home and Crematory will tailor a ceremony to fit your needs. Visit them on the web at burnsfuneral.com or give them a call at 942-1117. Pre-plan for your family's sake.
Welcome back to Game Night on the Region Sports Network. 1st and 10 coming up for the Niners. 6:38 to play. And still bringing some guys out on the field are the Niners. We got our roster, number 24 coming out, Angel Ramirez.
We had the clean uniform guys coming out there now.
Valentine still in at quarterback for Henry. So it looks like Drake Bowen's going to finish his night, 357 yards, 35 carries, 5 touchdowns. Valentine hands this one off. And this is Ellis Dumas, the sophomore running back, picking up about a yard.
And in the prospects, we got the head coach from the St. Joe Crimson Wave up here, Jay Novak.
He's all bundled up.
Well, he's one of the smart ones. He's warm. Former Andrean coach on the staff here.
2nd and 10 for the Niners. Dumas still in there at running back. He gets the handoff. Dumas found a hole and then ran right into the defender. Jackson with another tackle. He does pick up about 5 on the carry to the 15-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd and 5.
Hey, Jake, we'll see you. That was Jay Novak coming through. He's been up on the top of the press box. That guy, all you could see was his eyes. Yep. That was it. Well covered.
And when it feels like 7 degrees outside.
And he was on top of the press box, so it's got to be about -7 up there.
Under 5 minutes to play. Dumas takes the carry again and driven backwards. He does forward progress, gets him to the 14-yard line, and it's Jackson again with the tackle.
Yeah, Zamarian Jackson having a heck of a game. So he may be up for something here.
Yeah, we got some awards coming up pretty soon.
Do.
And 48-23 is the score. The snow is falling once again here in Maryville.
Looks like a little lake effect snow here in northwest Indiana. Always fun.
November, no.
They say it's supposed to be a very snowy winter.
And the Niners will call a timeout with 4:01 to play. They're going to have 4th down here. And, Jay, you keeping this ball on the ground again?
Yes.
4th and 5 from the 15.
Yeah, why not? I mean, you got some of the younger kids in there right now. Why chance making a throw and making a big mistake and giving a score away here late in the 4th quarter? Just run the ball. I'm sure they wanted to make sure they had all the right personnel in. Everybody's on the same page. You've got some juniors that play a little bit and then some sophomores mixed in out there. So you just want to, I get it. The coaches want to make sure set the play, set the formation, make sure everybody knows what's going on out there, get it done right.
Puts them in a pressure situation for the future as well, get them prepared for next year.
It's next year when they come around and some of these young guys, get to play regularly on a Friday night. They're not awestruck right away at the beginning of the season. Friday night lights, I remember when I started as a junior, that first couple games it was like a deer in headlights, and then once you got acclimated to it, you got comfortable.
So 4th and 5.
See, my sophomore year, I'd have been one of these guys standing next to the heaters the entire game.
Valentine out of the pistol. Dumas behind him, and we got movement on the line. That's going to back him up.
Quite a few of them moving. Everybody was trying to creep forward, get to that their assignment on the blocking right there, and looks like the motion man was creeping into the hole that they were trying to block.
That was number 24, Angel Ramirez, the senior. So that backs him up to the 19-yard line. Jay's dancing around trying to keep warm here in the final 4 minutes of the game. So 4th and 10. Valentine, low snap. They give it to Dumas straight up the middle, and he's going to go to the 14-yard line, and that'll be a turnover on downs. And give it back to the Knights with 3:56 to play left in the game.
I'm just going to assume the Knights are going to do the same thing. I'm sure these seniors have some pride. They want to stay out there until that final tick goes off the clock in their final game. For a lot of these guys, they're seniors. This is the last time they'll be wearing football equipment. So you got to feel for some of those guys. I was one of a few guys, at this, at high school level that went on to play college football. So my 6 years in college, I got to wear the equipment until I was about 24.
Yeah.
Did you get the drift there?
Yeah,
all right, come on.
7th year senior, 8th.
I had a medical hardship somewhere in there.
Of course. 1st and 10 from the 15 for the Knights. Man in motion. They're going to flip it out to him. And looking to pass. That was a backward pass. And it's caught.
That Thompson on the catch
there? That is Thompson right at the 45, 46-yard line. A little trickery from the Knights.
Yeah, and Thompson does a nice job going up to catch that ball between two 59ers. High points the ball. Makes a great catch. I was trying to see who threw that ball, but
Jackson McCullough, the wide receiver.
All right.
Number 7 as we reset the chains from the 46-yard line. And it's going to be a long, cold drive back to Fort Wayne tonight for the Knights team as this is Thompson. Thompson's going to fall forward for a first down, makes a catch far side of the field, picks up 11. And Andrean's going to pick up their 8th semi-state championship. And we'll get you started with the award show. It's time to name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. The Crowell Companies are your insurance superheroes. As there's a carry from Darian, and Darian's going to take this across the 30 to the 25. Jay, who we got?
Yeah, we put a few names in the hat, and then we came out with Drake Bowen. Drake Bowen on the night.
I just caught that. I was looking at something.
All right. There you go. Wait a minute. My sense of humor wasn't rubbing off on you? All right, so we pulled out Drake Bowen out of the hat, and then Drake Bowen, 35 carries, 357 yards, 5 touchdowns. Let's see, he had one carry of 45 yards, another carry of 50 yards, and then just numerous carries of over 20 yards throughout the night to come up with 357 yards and 5 touchdowns. Not a bad night.
I think it's going to be one of those games that they talk about for a while here at Andrean.
Then Drake Bowen's 72-yard run that came at 4:58 in the fourth quarter, put him up 42-32. So, yeah, if we'd be here until tomorrow morning if I was reading off all the list of long running plays that Drake Bowen had. Great night, just a great forward lean. And once he gets to the outside and gets that body moving, his acceleration is just outstanding.
Zamarian Jackson in at running back for the Knights. He picks up 7 on the carry. 2nd down, back to pass. Throw in left side. Catch is made. They're going to cut up midfield. And inside the 10 goes Max Robinson, the senior wide receiver for Fort Wayne Luers. It's time to name the Proud Union home play of the game. It's presented by IKORCC, the Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio Regional Council of Carpenters.
And we're going to go with Antonio Barnes on the 30-yard pick 6 to start the game, to start all the scoring.
Forgot about that one.
Yes, you did. I was going through that, and I pulled a rabbit out of the hat, and that came at 8:38 in the first quarter, and that just started the ball rolling for the 59ers.
Zamarian Jackson takes this one from 9 yards out, and he's in for the touchdown.
And that is perfectly on cue.
Yeah, because 1:33 left to play. Let's go to the blue-collar player of the game. It's brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. You can learn about the apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org. I wonder who this might be.
And on cue, Zamarius Jackson scores the 2nd touchdown of the night for him. Great job defensively for Zamarius Jackson. Was in the backfield hitting Drake Bowen all night long. he was one of the first guys to make some tackles, and then also on that kickoff return showed the acceleration, the speed that he had. Ran, let's see if I can find that one in here. That was
going for two here.
Going for two.
Thompson, it's incomplete.
Zamarius Jackson, 70-yard kickoff return. That was at 5:13 left in the third quarter. That made it 35-23. Sort of closing the gap right there, and then about 30 seconds later, Drake Bowen scores a 72-yard touchdown. But Zamarius Jackson for Fort Wayne Luers, great night, both scoring and defensively for Luers. Kept them in the game.
48-29 is the score now. A minute 33 to play. And don't forget Boilermaker Local 374. You can learn about the apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org. Earn while you learn. So the Andrean 59ers going to win their 8th semi-state championship. They'll try to make it back-to-back state titles. And Fort Wayne, talked about it earlier, they won 16 semi-state championships coming into this one. And just going to come up a little bit short as they run into this great Niners team. Yeah, I think Coach Skinner and company, they got something going pretty good here. They got the chemistry's working on this team. Of course, you got great players like Drake Bowen.
That doesn't help. That doesn't hurt. I'm sorry. That does help.
But let's see if they can keep this going even beyond. I know there's one more game, but even beyond this year to next year.
Yes, that's right.
Keep this success going.
Yeah, and Coach Skinner has done it right. They've done it through hard work, and we talked to Coach Skinner at the beginning of the season. He said that they anticipated. They had some graduation last year. Some guys, some key players leave. Their quarterback from last year and things like that. So yeah, they had to fill in some spots, but it seems like they just reload year in and year out. Drake Bowen is an anomaly type player, but you surround him also with other that are very talented players also, and that just sort of helps keep the program rolling along.
And Knight's out there to kick it away. Might have a little onside kick as they trail by 19. It's a high kick out toward the 30-yard line, takes a bounce, and that's where the Niners will fall on it at the 24-yard line. 1:33 to play, and the Niner fans below us rise to their feet.
Because they're not frozen to the to the metal bleachers. I saw it when I was coming up, and right before the game started, there was a guy carrying a seat and then a space heater, and I'm like following him upstairs, and he goes, "Where are you going?" And there's not very many people there. I go, "Wherever you're going, I'm sitting next to you." He just looked at me and goes, "Do I know you?" No.
Your hand warmers did not. We're not successful.
My hand warmers went straight to my right foot.
The Niners will take a knee. Valentine goes under center. And takes the knee. 1:30 and counting. Our executive producer is Chris Ramirez. Coordinating producer is Nathan Laird. Game day producer on site, Zach Miller. Nice job as always, Zach. Special thanks to the athletic director, Mike Schultz of Andrean, the coaches, Chris Skinner of Andrean, Kyle Lindsay of Fort Wayne Luers. And we thank you all for listening at facebook.com/Region Sports. And right underneath us, the team huddling up, jumping up and down for joy around midfield as they got one or two more kneel downs. Valentine takes the kneel at 49 seconds, so they'll have to do one more. So looking ahead, Jay, I'm not sure if you guys will do a pregame show for the next week.
Nathan, I'm reaching out to you over the radio, over Facebook streaming. Please let us know. Are we going to be doing a show next week?
Do you have I'm going to ask you anyway. Do you have a prediction?
Do I have a prediction? I'm absolutely shocked that Valparaiso is going back to the state championship, and I'm not that shocked that Andrean in this fashion. I'm very impressed at how they did this week. My prediction is another title for the 59ers.
And they win this one as the clock hits 0, 48-29. The Andrean 59ers headed back to Indianapolis for the state championship, the 2A state championship. They'll try it for their second straight state title here in 2022. That'll do it from Father Eckert Field for Jay Simmons and Zach Miller on site. Mike Zajac saying so long. You've been watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.